Welcome to Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts, and welcome to what some are calling the biggest game that the Harbor Hawks organization has been part of in 4 years. First place in the West, first place in the league overall. They both hang in the balance of tonight's matchup between the Harbor Hawks and Cotuit Kettleers on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. I'm Zach Berman alongside Austin Dakuda and Bria Losick. And if you had told me, let's say, 3 weeks ago, the Harbor Hawks would be playing for first place on July 12th, you'd call me nuts. Maybe you'd ask me what the winning numbers are for in the Massachusetts State Lottery. But the Hawks have, little by little, scratched and clawed their way back into this position, and with a record of 13-8-5, they now stand 1 point behind Cotuit, not just in the West, but for the best record in the league overall. Austin, how did we get here?
Well, we got here by a combination of good offense, great pitching, and a better bullpen. The Hawks all season long have played to their identity, which is good contact, low strikeouts, and a high walk rate. Their offense has done a nice job of capitalizing and being aggressive on the base pass. There's reason they lead the league in stolen bases. And pitching-wise, their starting pitchers have done more than you could have asked for, no matter whether it's Jonathan Fincher or Ty Good, who helped carry the team early in the year, or the guys who have now stepped into the rotation like Jake Berry, Alejandro Rosario, or the middle of the rotation stalwart who we're going to see today in Austin Amaral. It's been a combination of all of those aspects, and it's been put together by this front office. And what we were told was going to happen before the year started has happened on the field as this year's progressed.
Well, Cotuit has lost 22 guys off their roster, 11 position players and 11 pitchers, and that certainly shows tonight as they are more or less bullpenning this game. Zach Chappell is starting for the Kettleers tonight, but we've been told expect the ball to be handed to Adam Boucher sometime in the early innings. I mean, Chappell's only pitched 2 innings on Cape all season. He's coming out of North Florida in the Atlantic Sun Conference, but let's talk about the lineups for a second, and it's going to look a little bit different as your 2 stalwarts and standbys from Illinois are no longer with the team, Justin Hyannis and Jacob Campbell. So let's dig in. Mitch Jebb leads off at short. Riku Nishida in the number 2 hole. Welcome back to the top of the lineup. Riku at second base. Nolan Shanwell. Yes, we've been told Shanwell is the correct pronunciation. Batting third at first base. Cole McConnell in the cleanup spot at center field. Pancho Ruiz batting 5th and catching. Rocco Pepe batting 6th at third. Tito Flores batting 7th and DHing. Phil Matulia batting 8th and in right field. And Mike Sirota, you might recognize his name from our matchups with Brewster earlier this season. He was a Whitecap, now he's a Hawk in left field. Austin Amaral on the bump for Hyannis. And your defensive alignments for the Kettleers, we'll get to that in a second. Tommy Troy at second base. Caleb Ketchup at shortstop. At third base, you have Trotter Harlan, Tyler Johnson at first, CJ Kafis in left, Eddie Park in center, Josh Pearson in right. Behind the plate, Calvin Harris. Your umpires tonight at home plate, Kevin Coughlin at first base, JC Fernandez, third base, Mike Rabineau, and coming to the plate, Mitch Jebb, to start off what is one of the biggest games this league has seen all season. It is beautiful out, if not very windy. Winds about 20 to 30 miles per hour. Yes, you heard that right, to left center. Chappell is ready. Jebb is ready. Let's do it. First pitch, Jebb takes outside corner, called a strike at 88 miles an hour. The count 0-1.
Well, there's a good reason Mitch Jebb has remained in this leadoff spot now at 299 on the season, 7 runs batted in. Since taking the reins as a leadoff guy, he's not looked back, and you combine that with good speed.
Jebb takes the 0-1 pitch outside and away, count 1-1. Good crowd on hand as always here at Lowell Park. Both bleachers, I'd say, packed just about to the gills. 1 ball, 1 strike here. Chappell. Lefty on lefty, sets his sights and deals. The pitch taken low by Jebb, count 2-1. Mitch Jebb, his plate discipline has been such a big part of his game here this season. Here at Hyannis, he's already walked 10 times. He walked 38 times this past spring at Michigan State. 2 balls and a strike. Cotuit in their home whites. Hyannis in their road blue tops, white pants. The pitch, and Jebb serves it foul. The count 2-2. Mitch Jebb, we brought it up a couple times, but once upon a time, a long, long time ago, he was actually a Cotuit Kettleer. He did not really suit up that much for Cotuit. They decided to release him, and the Harbor Hawks picked him up, and I'm sure they're more than thankful they did.
Yeah, Jeb has played pretty much every day since joining the Harbor Hawks, and Cotuit didn't have room for him at the start of the year, but they sure wish they did now.
Jeb takes that one outside, a breaking ball at 80, the count 3-2, and like you mentioned, Cotuit lost 11 guys this year, and I'm sure they miss Mitch in the lineup right now. Payoff pitch early. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the delivery to Jeb, and he hits it on the ground to second base, fielded by Tommy Troy, and he fires to first in time for the out.
Yeah, and the Kettleers have done a nice job, though, at maintaining their strong roster, even with the amount of players in and out of this team. They've done a really good job, you know, staying with it, bringing in fresh arms, and in fact, they've lost almost 24 guys this year.
Riku Nishida steps up to the plate. Riku has been fantastic this season. If you had told us about a month ago that Riku would have an average of 272 a month into the season, man, he has been special. 3 RBIs on the campaign. First pitch to Riku taken low and away, ball 1. Haven't brought it up yet. Yesterday at Fenway, the day before, the Hawks a fantastic offensive performance in Orleans, winning 8-4. Don Patelli, who's got the night off tonight, 2 home runs in that outing. The 1-0 to Nishida. He takes a fastball at 89 outside, strike, count 1-1.
And Cotuit, since the June 13th, just the day after the start of the year, they have released a total of 27 guys. So quite the roster turnover here in Cotuit. One of those released was Cam Collier, who's projected to go top 10 at this year's MLB draft.
1-1. Riku takes a breaking ball, tried to duck away from it, but it catches the inside part of the plate, strike at 81.
And Riku was in the running yesterday at Fenway Park in right field, just in front of the bullpens. They had a 30-yard sprint drill for the guys. Riku was finishing top 10 in speed for the day, was really trying to go for first, but by the time he ran, somebody had established a really good speed just before him.
1-2. Riku takes outside corner. You don't see that very often. Called strike 3. Nishida down looking, quickly 2 down here in the top of the first.
Yeah, it's a tough breaking ball, especially coming from the left-handed arm of Chappell coming across the plate. It comes right at you, and you look like it's going to die off the plate, but it just catches the corner, and Riku goes down. You don't see him strike out much, nevertheless looking.
Well, that brings up Nolan Shanwell, who has been on a tear this last week or two. Now batting .244, 1 homer, 11 RBIs. First pitch, Shanwell hits it on the ground right at first base, and the Coastal Carolina Chanticleer Tyler Johnson flips to Chappell for the out. So the Hawks go down quietly, 1-2-3 in the top of the first, as we send it to a break. When we come back, Cotuit set to face off against Austin Amaral in one of the biggest games we've seen all year. No score from Lowell Park. Hawks and Kettleers on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Tastes like a Coke.
We nailed it!
Coke Zero Sugar. Have they nailed it?
Sounds like they really nailed it, huh?
Nailed it.
And that's when you said... So it really tastes like a Coke.
Yeah, that's the point.
When it comes to buying or selling a home, you need a partner, not just an agent. For over 50 years, Gibson Sotheby's International Realty has set the standard in excellence and performance. A seasoned team that has thrived throughout all markets. Our agents live and work in your neighborhood and understand you. We are over 170 agents strong, backed by an in-house marketing team and global reach that is second to none.
From studios to penthouses, purchasing to renting, our team provides unparalleled real estate services.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
Welcome back to Cotuit. No score here. The Hawks went down quietly. Austin Amaral looking to repeat the job, and he'll face off against a pretty new-look Kettleer lineup that starts off with Tommy Troy out of Stanford, batting second Carter Trice, DHing out of NC State. Batting third, Caleb Ketchup, shortstop out of Lipscomb. Batting fourth, Tyler Johnson. We saw him homer the last time these two teams played out of Coastal Carolina. CJ Kafis batting fifth in left field out of the U. Batting sixth, Cal Harris, catcher out of Ole Miss. Schroeder Harlan batting seventh out of Coastal College of Charleston, third base. Batting eighth, Eddie Park, center fielder out of Stanford. And Josh Pearson batting ninth, right fielder out of LSU. Righty on righty. Amaral first pitch, outside corner, just misses the strike zone at 90, called ball one. Tommy Troy, last year a Wareham Gateman. This year, a Cotuit Kettleer. He takes low again, 2-0.
Yeah, Amaral is a guy who's not going to overpower you via the strikeout, but what he's going to do is induce weak contact every time the ball's put in play.
2-0, and there's a strike at the knees, 92. That's about right where Amaral tends to settle. The count goes 2 balls and a strike. Amaral is working fast here. 2-1 the pitch, and it's weakly chopped foul. The count goes even 2-2.
And you really could argue that Austin Amaral has been the best pitcher on the entire staff for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks this season. His numbers show it, but he's been able to go deeper into ball games in a lot of the arms, and it's really saved the bullpen on a few occasions.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Amaral, righty on righty deals, and it's ripped to right center field. And a slide, and I don't think that was caught. No, it wasn't. Now the throw to second, not in time. Matulia went to the ground trying to make the play. All he got was grass, and rolling up to second base with a leadoff double is Tommy Troy.
Yeah, it was a good piece of hitting, and Amaral came back, it looked like, with a pitch just on the outside part of the plate, but it was better hitting by Tommy Troy, who stayed with it, took it opposite field. Great effort by Matulia in right to lay out full extension and nearly pick it off the ground, but that's the risk you run when you dive like that. It ends up with Troy on second base to lead off the game.
Well, from Tommy Troy, we go to Carter Trice, formerly of Old Dominion, now of NC State come fall. He's having a pretty solid season out here on Cape Cod with a runner off a second. Trice hitting right at the Mendoza line, but with the wood bats, that's sometimes just about what you can ask for. Amaral now.
Yeah, him and Poncho getting crossed up a bit. They're going to go over the signs early on in this ball game, and it's something that will happen occasionally here in the league. And when you have 2 catchers, it was typically going to be Poncho and Jacob Campbell, but Campbell's now gone. You're going to have them working with different pitchers. They might not catch the same guy very often, and with a big staff of guys in and out, it takes some time just to square away the signs and what makes a guy comfortable on the bump.
For the time being, Poncho is the guy behind the plate first pitch, and Carter Trice fouls it off of Poncho, count 0-1.
Yeah, the Hawks activated a new catcher just yesterday or this morning. It's Jorge Corona from Louisiana Tech. Yep, he's a senior there, and he had a sensational season. That would be the last we saw of Jacob Campbell. He was at Fenway Day yesterday, now heading off to prepare for the MLB draft. So it'll be Poncho and Corona rotating days now behind the dish for the Harbor Hawks.
Hawks losing 3 pretty significant players yesterday. The 2 Illinois guys like we mentioned, as well as Brody McCullough, who was the league pitcher of the week last week.
Yeah, Brody was sensational. 9 strikeouts in 5 innings last week, and you're going to certainly miss him.
0-1, there's a high fly ball down the right field line. Matulia ranging under it, makes the catch. The runner will tag, and the throw in is going to be cut off by Jeb. So more or less a loud, long, swinging bunt for Carter Trice. Moves the runner over, and now a runner on third and 1 out for one of the newest Kettleers, and Caleb Ketchup.
It's a unique name, isn't it?
Well, what wasn't unique, or what was unique, should I say, were his statistics at Lipscomb this past year. Hit .284 with 5 homers, 24 RBIs. This is his first appearance on Cape Cod, so he is new to the league. This is his first plate appearance on Cape.
Yeah, it's right into the 3 spot, so it's quite the says a lot about what Mike Roberts thinks of this young man. Put him right in the 3 hole.
Swings and misses on that one. Fastball at 92, count 0-1.
He had a great collegiate season, a lot of speed in addition to some pop, and good gap-to-gap power, run producer. Gets you a little bit of everything in the 3 spot, too.
0-1, runner off a third. The pitch, swing and a miss. High fastball at 93. Amaral won't strike out a lot of guys. He's only struck out 10 and 16 innings, but like you mentioned, a lot of weak contacts. We haven't seen that yet tonight. Both balls have been hit pretty hard thus far. 0-2, 1 out. The pitch, and it's fouled straight back behind into the mesh. So the count stays 0-2. Your dimensions here at Lowell Park: 320 to left, dead center, 390, and down the right field line. I couldn't tell you. We don't have a viewpoint. The 0-2 pitch, and it's taken up high by Ketchup. Amaral has been sitting low 90s thus far. 93
on that one, and that's about the tops. He'll give you sometimes 94. He might have touched 95 before, but 93 is the higher end of where he's going to sit today. And it's not a bad pitch to go there with 2 strikes, try to get him to chase. Now 1-2, might go back to that breaking pitch that helps him rack up the strikeouts.
Amaral deals the 1-2, and it's way high up and in. Now the count runs full. Maybe now you, or excuse me, 2-2. Now you see the break.
So Austin really throws a fastball. He has that slider that he's worked on a lot, and I talked to him about that. He's happy to be heading back to Stetson in the fall with a new pitching coach who's going to help bring some sabermetrics into the game. So Austin's excited to learn more about a spin rate on his slider and his curveball.
2-2 pitch. Well, there's the breaking ball. Austin. Amaral loses the handle on it, goes up and in. Now the count runs.
So that's the curveball. He'll also show you a slider, occasionally a changeup. Curve comes over the top like that. Just came out of his hands a bit too soon. Now 3-2, not a great spot for another one, but we'll see where he goes.
Here's the payoff pitch, the 3-2. Swung on and missed. 94 from Amaral as he dials up the sauce to retire Ketchup.
He's really got the fastball working today, and that was a challenge pitch. He went right at the letters and said to Ketchup, you have to be able to catch up to this pitch. I'm going to give you my best. I'm going to challenge you up, and you're going to have to try to catch up with it if you're going to try to put it in play, and he could not.
Well, he couldn't catch up to it.
There you go.
Well, that brings up Tyler Johnson, and Johnson homered the last time we saw him out of Coastal Carolina. 6 homers on the year, and he takes a first pitch called strike at 93. 6 homers, 15 RBIs, an average of 333 out of Coastal Carolina.
He's a huge bat.
Yeah.
Lots of power. The one he hit against the Harbor Hawks last time we were at Lowell Park was to left center. It was a really well-hit baseball.
0-1 swung on and missed. Now the count 0-2. And I talked to Kettleer broadcaster Jake Starr before the game. Guess where the wind's blowing out tonight? Left center.
Judging by seeing it, yeah, left center.
And most of Johnson's power is to that left center area. So if a ball gets hung up there, it might leave the yard. So you have to be careful. The 0-2 pitch, and it's hit on the ground, foul down the third base line.
Yeah.
Almost forgot to tell you the defensive alignment.
I was going to say a little bit of a different setup for the Hawks tonight.
Juice Rabbit at third, Mitch Jebb at short, Riku at second, Nolan Shanwell at first. In the outfield, Sirota, McConnell, Matulia left to right. Poncho behind the plate, Amaral on the bump, the 0-2, runner off a third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Austin Amaral surrenders a leadoff double, but not much more as he gets the last 2 to strike out swinging. And with that, we're through 1. No score here from Cotuit. And Austin Amaral really did impress there, getting around the leadoff extra base hit. I actually talked to B.J. Johnson about Mr. Amaral before the game, and we're going to send it down to the Dugout Show. The wind's blowing. First place is on the line. I'm here with Coach B.J. Johnson. And, hey, yesterday was Fenway Day, and it was the first Fenway Day the league's had since 2019, I believe. Right. How special was it to get this team out to America's oldest ballpark and for some of these players to maybe see what could be a glimpse of their futures?
Oh, I think it was outstanding. I mean, personally, somebody sent me some pics from the stuff yesterday, which, of course, it was just great, that and social media. And the way I responded was, I think maybe the coaches had as much fun or more fun than the players. But it was terrific for the players. Terrific. They were analyzed, they were observed, there were a tremendous amount of scouts and cross-checkers, and they did a great job. Our guys did great.
Well, you have to thank, the league as a whole and the Red Sox organization for putting it together. But to turn the page to tonight, first place is on the line. And while the Kettleers are bullpenning tonight, you have maybe one of the more consistent arms on the bump in Austin Amaral. He'll give you the same performance every time out. You expecting more of the same tonight?
We sure hope so. I mean, that's the reason he's out there. And we feel pretty good about arms that could come in after him. we would really expect a very, very solid start, and I think if we get it from him, I think we're in a really, really good place.
You have been through some of, I'd say record-wise, the darker days in the recent history of this organization. What would it mean for you, for this team, to pass Cotuit, your longtime in-town rivals, for first place tonight?
Well, you'd like it, first and foremost, you'd like to do it at the end, of course, but I think it would be very, very special to do it tonight. I don't know the last time that Hyannis was probably in the position where they were in first place in the division or really overall. I mean, quite honestly, we win it tonight, it's overall too, at least a tie. So it's a big day, big day.
Well, you got to take things one game at a time, and that one game is going to start right after this. Thank you, Coach, and let's send it back to the booth. Top of the second inning here from Cotuit, no score, and a 0-1 count on cleanup hitter Cole McConnell, who starting to pick things up a little bit after a bit of a cold streak. He weakly chops it back to Chappell. Could be a tough play, the throw to first in time to retire the Louisiana Tech center fielder.
That was a nice pitch there by Chappell. Breaking ball got McConnell to swing over the top of it, which is why you saw a weak grounder just back to the mound. And a good job of Chappell also fielding his position, something that's tough to do as a pitcher. Does a nice job of getting down the line, turning his feet, and making a strong throw to get the speedy runner.
Now up steps Pancho Ruiz, and Pancho, he's really platooned up to this point the catcher spot with Jacob Campbell. Now Campbell's out of the picture, and I'd say Pancho is really the X factor right now. If he gets his back going, this team becomes scarier than they already are, which is something to say because they're pretty scary as is. He takes the first pitch high and outside, 1-0.
We saw that yesterday at Fenway Park. I mean, I know it's just BP, but he was hitting the ball well onto the monster, and that's a good shot. He was hitting a couple over it. I mean, Pancho really put on a show, and if he can get it going in game, that'd be huge.
High pop by Pancho, left center field. That ball carries quite a bit, almost out to the warning track before Park makes the catch. They weren't kidding about that wind.
Yeah, the wind is definitely going to be a factor today, blowing it. I mean, Pancho did make good contact on that one, but you saw it right as he came out of the dugout that he knew he got under it, but the wind did pick it up a decent amount, and we are already, Zach, we have a pitching change.
And we did say that Chappell was going to be quickly in and quickly out, and clearly Mike Roberts was not kidding.
Only had to throw 15 pitches, so.
Exit Zach Chappell, enter Adam Boucher, and Boucher out of Duke University, a graduate of St. Joseph's High in Metuchen, New Jersey, right down the road from where I grew up. Now, this past season at Duke, a 3-2 win-loss record, an ERA of 4.29, and 35 2/3 innings pitched, 21 appearances, 1 start, and the strikeout walk ratio, good. Walks could be a little high. Does have a knack for giving up the long ball. Gave up 3 homers this past year for the Blue Devils, but
yeah, you couldn't have asked for a better start by Zach Chappell. He only threw 15 pitches, managed to get all 5 guys he faced out, and including a strikeout. I mean, that is a commendable effort from the opener today to go 1 2/3. I'm sure that's more than Mike Roberts thought he was going to get out of him, but what a job at limiting the pitch count, and now gives way to the bullpen.
Absolutely, and you know, Austin Amaral did a fantastic job working in and out of danger, and he's been such a consistent part of this Harbor Hawk team, but someone else that the Harbor Hawks really need to step up and be consistent is their newest addition, Mike Sirota. He spoke to Bria Losick before the game.
From Lowell Park alongside Mike Sirota from Northeastern. Mike, you recently just joined the squad and you're making your first start tonight. How has your experience been so far?
I love it here. The guys are great, and I think I've meshed well with them so far, so it's been good so far.
Well, in your first week of being in the Cape League, you got to go to Fenway Park and work out in front of scouts. How was that experience yesterday?
It was definitely humbling playing in front of all those scouts and all the fans and stuff that came along. It was definitely cool to play on the park, and it felt like being a big leaguer.
So looking forward, what are your goals this summer?
Just to play my game. I think if I relax and just play how I usually play, I think I'll be fine.
All right, well, good luck. Thank you so much. I'm Bria Losick, Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Welcome back here to Cotuit, and new pitcher, like we mentioned, Adam Boucher. Thank you, Bria, as always. And the significance of this game, really, you almost can't describe it. The Harbor Hawks have not been in the position they are in tonight in a long time.
Yep, they're very good this year at the baseball, and they've done it consistently ever since the start of the year. So it's nice to see them maintaining their record as the season's progressed, as we've gotten closer to the All-Star break. They've started off strong, and they've continued that, which is good. A good sign for the team, because they'd like to get back into those playoffs, and of course that generates extra revenue for the team. And also, this team, if they get in the playoffs, they have the pitching to go deep, which is another big aspect of it.
Rocco Pepe, who steps into the plate, swings and misses on the first pitch. Count 0-1. Pepe, 1 homer, 9 RBIs. Of course, in that crazy eventual loss to Bourne, he had a 3-run triple in that game. 0-1 to the Juice Rabbit. He swings right through it again. 94 on the fastball from Boucher. Count 0-2.
Yeah, Boucher comes in right away, challenges Rocco Pepe, a pair of fastballs up in the zone. That one at 94 miles an hour. And until Rocco shows he can catch up to it, he might be getting another.
0-2, Rocco takes a fastball high and away, count 1-2. Rocco tends to hit better off fastballs. He's a fastball hitter. His only homer this year was off a fastball. That 3-run triple, also off a fastball. So he struggles with the breaking stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if he catches up to one here if Boucher continues to give it to him. The 1-2 to Pepe. He takes a fastball and doesn't swing. Called strike 3. So the Hawks go 6 up, 6 down. Boucher comes in, but the more things stay the same. 1, 2, 3, down go the Hawks, and after 1.5 innings of play, no score here from Lowell Park on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
Austin Amaral stranded a leadoff base runner in scoring position. Let's see if he can continue to keep up the good vibes here as 5, 6, and 7 step in against the righty from Stetson. That begins with C.J. Kafis. Kafis, a teammate of Dominic Patelli, not in the lineup tonight. We were told we could see him out of or off the bench later in the game, but the left fielder out of Miami comes into the season. One of these stalwarts of this Kettleer lineup, 314, no homers, 5 RBIs.
This Kettleer lineup is deep in terms of contact and speed. 1 through 9 can steal bases on you.
First pitch to Kafis, inside ball 1. Well, remember, Cotuit was really the running away with stealing bases, and then Hyannis kind of just crept up on him. The 1-0, and that's ripped foul down the left field or the right field line. Count 1-1, but the Harbor Hawks now lead the league in stolen bases.
That they do, and it's been done by speed from the leadoff spot, Mitch Jebb, as well as Riku Nishida, who's batted 9, who's the base stealing leader in the entire league, is Nishida.
Pitch taken inside corner, called a strike. Count 1-2, and after the double, Austin Amaral did something we haven't seen him do yet this season, which was overpower bats with the fastball. Let's see if he goes back there, the 1-2. He tries to overpower Kafis, who bloops it foul. The count stays 1-2. But this is not the same Austin Amaral that we saw earlier in the season. Austin Amaral from a couple starts ago is not blowing the fastball by the 3-4 hitters in the Kettleer lineup. Let's see if he can do it to number 5. The 1-2 pitch to Kafis, and that's ripped in the air to left field, right at the newcomer, Mike Sirota, who makes the catch, 1 down.
And it seems like a lot of these hitters have been late so far in Austin Amaral's fastball. So that one skied to left field by the left-handed hitter. Then the previous out to right field was by a right-handed hitter. So they're just not catching up to it quite yet, which is going to tell you that he should probably keep leaning on that pitch.
That brings up Calvin Harris, not the musical artist, but the catcher from Ole Miss. I'm sure he's caught Mr. Wes Burton at least once or twice in 2 seasons at Mississippi. He's been quite a regular appearer as the first pitch, a breaking ball from Amaral outside at corner at 78, called a strike by Kevin Coughlin. 0-1 to Harris, only his 5th game on Cape this summer, and he's, once again, late on that one. I was only 88, but it's whistled foul on the count, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody on. Righty on lefty, Amaral gets his signs from Poncho. Shakes one off, now delivers. The 0-2. Another, that was the changeup. He was a little bit late on it. Again, fouled it off into that same spot, those left field bleachers. The count will stay 0-2 on Harris.
Yeah, we'll see where he goes here again. He hasn't really leaned on the slider too much, but might not be a bad spot for it.
0-2 to Harris, and the pitch, fastball at 93, fouled away. So Harris just missing a couple of these. Let's see, maybe this is the spot where you try and go off the plate, see if you can get somebody to chase. 0-2 to Harris, Amaral deals, and it's a high pop in the infield. Jeb under it, now called off by Pepe, who makes the catch, 2 down.
And again, they just get under that one. Nice job by Amaral commanding the zone, and he's working pretty quickly now as he's settled in.
That brings up former teammate of, current teammate of former Harbor Hawk Ty Good, as the 3rd baseman from the College of Charleston, Trotter Harlan, steps in. And righty on righty, the first pitch from Amaral. He deals breaking ball, just misses a little bit high and away. That was the curveball, called a ball 0-1, or 1-0. Only Harlan's 4th game here on Cape as he takes another breaking ball up and in. Count 2-0. He's already got 3 hits in those 3 games he's already played. Harlan foul tips it back. Poncho tried to tag him to see if the home plate umpire Kevin Coughlin would go along with it. No such luck. The count 2-1. Two balls and a strike, 2 outs, bases empty. Righty on righty. Amaral deals the pitch, foul tipped straight back. Count 2-2. Harlan in 3 seasons at College of Charleston, a batting average 300 right on the dot. 14 homers, 75 RBIs in those games combined. Last year he spent it with Wilmington in the Coastal Plain League. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 2nd of a scoreless tie. The pitch, high pop, foul. Was looking behind us for a second. Landed not too far away.
A good battle by Amaral.
The 2-2 again. Amaral deals the pitch. Catches the outside corner. Strike 3. Austin Amaral settling into a groove here as he sets down 5, 6, and 7 for Cotuit in order. No runs, no hits, nobody left on, and we're going to send things now to Bria Losick as we head to the top of the 3rd. Scoreless at Lowell Park.
Thanks, guys. Like you mentioned before, yesterday all of the Cape League teams worked out in front of scouts at Fenway Park. And while all of the Harbor Hawk players enjoyed it, one person in particular will definitely remember that day forever. Coach Beatty's son Jackson got to take BP with the team, and he fit right in. The only difference was the sound of his metal bat. After he walked away from the plate, the whole crowd clapped for Jackson. And let me tell you guys, it was the loudest that ballpark was all day. Definitely a really cool moment. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Bria. And I got to tell you, yesterday was so cool, wasn't it?
I had a good time. I really enjoyed getting to see the guys take part in their individual drills and watch their reactions to stepping onto the field. You know, it's one of the most historic, if not the most historic ballpark in the entire major leagues. And just to see them take a moment and I'll soak it in. A lot of the guys on every team talked about that. Some of them have played there before throughout high school or maybe for some college games, but they haven't really had a chance to just kind of immerse themselves in what Fenway Park is. And yesterday you could see it. They were walking around for a minute, taking a look at everything, taking pictures, and just kind of being a part of, you know, the special day there and getting to really enjoy being on the field and showing off for the scouts.
Of course, you have to thank, you know, the league and the Red Sox organization for putting such a special day together. But today could be a very special day for the Harbor Hawks as well as we enter the top of the third. And we lead off with Tito Flores, who's still in a bit of a slump. An average dip down to 263. But as we saw earlier in the season, he's got the potential to turn things around in the snap of a finger.
And baseball really is a game of streaks. I mean, at the major league level, too, you've seen guys go, you know, like Chris Davis, what was it, 0 for 50? Or you've seen guys, you know, have a hit streak of 30 games in a row. It's really a game of continuing your approach, you know, and figuring out what works on a game-to-game basis and making the necessary adjustments to prevent a long cold streak. So we'll see how Tito makes those adjustments here.
1-0 to Flores. He takes a fastball at 92, low and away. 2-0. Tito no longer the team leader on the home run board. That's now Dom Patelli after those 2 shots against Orleans. Tito still second with 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, a 2-0 pitch, and it's spiked. Now the count goes 3-0.
Yeah, and Dom Patelli, I mean, those 2 balls that hit in Orleans the other day, a couple of really well-hit baseballs. They both cleared the fence by about 20, 30 feet, and
hey,
good to see some power.
Not an easy place to hit it out.
No, and it's good to see some power from the bottom of the lineup, too.
3-0, and it's taken just on the inside corner for a strike. Now the count 3-1. If Patelli keeps on doing that, I don't think he's going to be on the bottom of the order much longer.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy who really has the speed and the contact skills and play discipline in addition to his power to bat in the 2-hole or even middle of the lineup in the 5 spot. We'll see how he's moved around when he's back in there.
3-1 to Tito, and he waves and misses on a fastball at 93. The count 3-2 with Phil Matulia and Mike Sirota on deck.
Yeah, 3-2 here for Tito. You've seen a couple of good fastballs. You got to think he might go back to it, so be ready to catch up to another heater.
Payoff pitch to Tito, and he takes just inside for ball 4. Good job by Flores. He very easily could have swung there, and that's not a hittable pitch.
I mean, 93 on the fastball in on the hands there. Not a bad spot at all to go to, and one that you probably will get some swings on. It's just with the 3-2 count, it's going to put a guy on, and now for Phil Matulia, you got a man on and have a chance to start something here for the top of the order.
Matulia, the beard is coming back, and you know, yesterday at Fenway, our third broadcast partner Drake Toll showed up in the Matulia shirt to Fenway Park. First pitch to Phil, he takes outside 1-0. Now Matulia, bit of a slow start. 6 for 45, 1 homer, 5 RBIs, good for an average of 133. Now once again with Jorge Corona being called back up, one of 3 Louisiana Tech Bulldogs on this roster.
Yeah, they had Fincher earlier, the starting pitcher, then he heads home, and now you have Corona, so the triplets from LA Tech continue.
Fouled away on that one. That count now 1-1. Now, this is the first time the Harbor Hawks have faced Cotuit and thrown someone not named Jonathan Fincher in the starting position. As Fincher started the first 2 games against the Kettleers, the Hawks, of course, lost both, but not because of Fincher.
Right, Fincher was great in both those starts. It's just the Kettleers in the first one, the Kettleers bats really outpowered you. And the last time the Hawks were here at Lowell Park, they out-hit Cotuit to the tune of having 10 hits, but it was the runners in scoring position. Hyannis mustered just 1 run on those 10 hits. So we'll see how today plays out.
1-1 to Matulia, and he takes outside 2-1. I'm sure the Hawks are happy that Ryan Ritter is no longer with the Kettleers, as he absolutely tortured them. He went 4 for 4, the 3-run homer in game 1 between these 2 squads, and added another 2 hits the second time they met. 2 balls and a strike with a runner off of first. Tito Flores, righty on lefty the pitch, and Matulia foul tips it. Count now runs 2-2.
Yeah, Matulia really, he has some pop in that left-handed batter's box too, in addition to his contact skills and his speed. He already has a home run on the season, and at LA Tech was really a staple of that lineup every single day.
He had 9 home runs this past year in Shreveport, but only 1 so far on Cape. The 2-2 pitch to Phil, and he stays alive, pops it foul down the left field side. We stay 2-2. I mean, Betulia, he's already, he walks. That is a big part of his game. Only 8 walks to 11 strikeouts. So he puts a lot in play, but it's just a matter of where you put it in play.
Yeah, eventually that batting average will slowly start to climb. He's a guy who's going to maintain that solid approach he has, and as you mentioned, the walk numbers are good, doesn't strike out a ton. It's only a matter of time before the hits start falling. 2-2
pitch, and Betulia, nice take there, up and away. Now the count runs full. We saw the same with Dom Patelli. Was putting a lot in play, a lot of weak contacts, was really struggling with the transition to the wood bat, and now as of recently, he's turned it up. I feel like Betulia is a big candidate to see something similar happen.
Yeah, it just takes some time really to get used to it and make the adjustment.
Payoff pitch to Phil, and he stays alive, one in on the hands, and he pops it foul. The count stays 3-2. No score. Top of the 3rd inning here from Cotuit. It is a beautiful night for baseball. 81 degrees. Windy, though, 25 miles an hour to the south-southwest, so straight to left center field.
When your plate discipline is as advanced as Phil Metulia's is, it's only a matter of time before the wood bat adjustment really sets in and you're doing just fine.
Payoff pitch, Betulia takes outside, ball 4. How about that for plate discipline?
Yeah.
Betulia works a walk now, 1st and 2nd, nobody out for the newest Hyannis Harbor Hawk, Mike Sirota, and what a time this would be to stake your claim in this lineup.
Well, how about an 8-pitch walk from Phil Metulia in the 8-hole? What a job. He fought off a couple of tough pitches and took a couple of pitches that just missed by maybe 6 inches, and it's like I said, you said it with Patelli, Zach, and it's only a matter of time before Phil is right in line here, and now for Sirota, nobody out. This will be quite the time to make an impression in your debut.
First pitch to Sirota, breaking ball at 85, in for a strike. Now the count 0-1. Sirota was drafted 492nd overall by the Dodgers in last year's draft. Out of Northeastern University and a native of Massapequa, New York. Sirota, a high pop behind us, foul on the count 0-2.
It makes sense to see a guy like him selected by the Dodgers. He has that Dodger approach. He is such a good gap-to-gap hitter, really inside-outs the ball, loves right center field, and you can see in his swing, his speed, he has kind of on the fringe of being a 5-tool player. It's only a matter of time before that's unlocked, and he has a frame to add some power to as well.
0-2 to Sirota. Boucher deals, and it's weakly chopped foul. Sirota stays alive. And you look at one piece of Sirota's stat line in the 11 games he played with Brewster, and you can see exactly why the Harbor Hawks took him. 5 strikeouts to 9 walks.
That's huge, especially down here, Zach. You're not going to see that. It's almost double the amount of walks to strikeouts, so the discipline advanced beyond his years.
He is down 0-2 in the count. Runners off 2nd and 1st. The pitch just misses outside. I think it would have been called a strike had the catcher Harris not dropped it.
100% agree, Zach. I mean, that ball looked like it probably was on the outside corner, but the umpire couldn't get a look at it because it came out of the mitt. So that's one that you sometimes it doesn't matter if the catcher drops it, but there, you really needed to look at that on the outside corner.
Harbor Hawks have their first 2 base runners on. The 1-2 is fouled straight back by Sirota. He stays alive, the count 1-2. No hits yet for the Hawks, but Tito Flores off a second and Phil Metulia off a first, both reaching on walks. And Boucher's kind of bugaboo is putting guys on with the extra base, and we've seen that so far in Cotuit. He's already walked 13 guys.
In just 12 innings, so that's definitely a
1-2. Sirota swings and misses. A check back to first, not in time. So Sirota does strike out, but it could have been a lot worse.
Well, yeah, Phil Metulia was back in standing, so no real concern on the back pick to first. But I mean, Sirota hasn't played in the game in a little bit, so it's just getting up to speed for him, catching up to that fastball. Not a bad at bat by any means, and now you give it over to your top of the order with still just 1 out.
We'll see a lot more of Sirota in the days to come. I mean, we talked to Nick Johnson. He said that Sirota was going to be a very valuable part of this lineup down the stretch. But you know who else will be is Mitch Jebb. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out in the first inning of work, and he's got runners off of first and second. Takes a first pitch called strike. Count 0-1.
And Jebb's strength, we've said it before on broadcast, is his contact skills. He's not going to strike out very often at all. the stat at Michigan State this year. 209 at-bats, just 16 punch-outs, which equates to 1 strikeout every 13.7 at-bats. So, really, he could go 3 games without striking out.
A 1 jab takes outside corner. Good pitch by Boucher. Called a strike count 0-2. 93 dot in the corner.
And this guy, Mitch Jeb, team MVP at Michigan State, the offensive MVP as well. I mean, he led Michigan State in so many different categories. We don't have the time to tell you about all of them, but 356 batting average.
Righty to lefty, 0-2 to Jeb. He takes high and away, 1-2. I mean, some might say that he could be, he's a good case for the Harbor Hawks MVP right now.
It really could be. He's been consistent. And Justin Hyannis was a guy who also got his batting average above 300 before he just departed. And now it's Mitch Jeb who leads your team, 295. Next nearest guy's at 269. That's in the lineup today.
1-2. Jeb swings and misses on the outside fastball. Now 2 down for Riku Nishida. So Riku, the last gasp to keep the Harbor Hawks from doing something they did quite often here last time, which was stranding runners on base.
Yeah, back-to-back punch-outs after the first 2 guys of the inning reached via the walk. Not ideal, but it really shows you more about Boucher's stuff on the mound. 12 innings coming in tonight, 13 punch-outs, but 12 strikeouts. So he's going to walk as many as he struck out, and he's done exactly that in this inning.
Now the batter, Riku Nishida. First pitch to Riku, high and away, 1-0. Riku struck out looking his first time. You don't see that happen very often. I don't think it's going to happen again.
Yeah, not something that you'd bet on happening at all more than once in a game. And it was a breaking ball backdoor that kind of just caught the corner for Riku. He likes to shorten up with 2 strikes to fight it off. Just a tough pitch.
1-0 Nishida. Good take outside corner. Misses by a bit. 2-0.
Yeah, this would be a big spot here. Riku's a guy who also doesn't swing often until he has a strike on him. So 2-0, a couple of pitches that missed outside the zone. Might be a take all the way here.
2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Hawks have first and second. Nishida, high fly ball down the left field line. That is carrying. That is still carrying, and it drops fair ball right in front of the wall. Scoring is Tito. Right behind him, Matulia. And who had that on their bingo boards? A long, loud 2-run double by Riku Nishida to give the Hawks a 2-0 lead.
Riku Nishida just went opposite field. And, Zach, I think it 1 or 2 hopped the 320 foul pole down the left field line.
That almost went out.
It was a high fly ball that just carried and just landed fair.
Folks, this wind is no joke.
I mean, yeah, Riku got a good piece of it, but, yeah, that thing just carried. Wow. And with 2 outs, that's a huge hit for their first hit of the game to bring 2 home. Wow.
So that brings up Nolan Shanwell, who swings and turns it foul on the first pitch, count 0-1. That is not something you typically expect from a guy that will usually keep the ball in the infield.
Well, and Riku's no stranger to hitting the ball the other way, but it's never, more than, 50 feet into the outfield? He didn't have any home runs, ever.
The 0-1 pitch taken outside 1-1. That's likely gone at some of these Cape League parks.
Yeah, Hyannis, I think, is about 320 to left field, so it's about the same distance, but there are a couple. YD
down the line, that's out.
No, YD's 340 to the line, but there are a couple that are short to left, so.
Pitch taken for a called strike, now the count 1-2. Whatever the case is, the Harbor Hawks have done something that they could not do against Cotuit in their first 2 matchups, which is bring guys home in scoring position. And now they have a chance to add another. The 1-2 to Shanwell, and Boucher deals. Riku goes, pitch taken outside. The throw to third, not in time.
Great call. Yep, Riku's foot just beat the throw to the bag. And I gotta tell you, the umpires have been particularly sharp on the bases this season, Zach. These are such tough plays. I don't know how they do it. I've never umpired. But they do a great job of seeing a guy's foot just get in before the tag. That was a close play, but nice job by Riku to take third.
Time is now called. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 already in. As the Hyannis Harbor Hawks look to add more with one of their most dangerous hitters at the dish. The 2-2 Shanwell, high fly ball, drifting into the outfield. Under it, Ketchup makes the catch to retire the side, but an unlikely source of pop kicks off the scoring in this one. A 2-run double for Riku Nishida. starts the scoring for Hyannis. No, 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 left on after 2.5 innings of play. 2-0 Hawks on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Who are you, my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Bottom of the 3rd inning, and
welcome back.
Yeah, I just talked to Mazdak Darvari and Nick Johnson in between innings, and they said that if Riku Nishida ever hits a home run on Cape Cod, the dugout might spontaneously combust. And he came awfully close to doing just that.
Opposite field too. What a poke! And now, if you're Austin Amaral, you have a 2-run lead to work with, which gives you a little bit more confidence. The pitchers here in Hyannis have talked about that, how when their offense strikes early, it allows you to do more at the plate. You know, if you miss with 1 pitch, it's not the end of the world. You have a bit more confidence, and he's already been great to start. Let's see how that carries over into his 3rd inning of work.
Well, Eddie Park leads off for Cotuit 8-9-1. He takes a first pitch outside corner, called a strike. Count 0-1. Park, the Stanford center fielder. 190 average on the year, no homers, 1 RBI on Cape thus far. The 0-1 to Park, foul tips it into the glove of Ruiz, count 0-2.
And if you wanted to know how Austin Amaral would come out and work this inning, same way, attack with the fastball and challenge these hitters.
No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. The 0-2 Amaral deals in Park, just barely gets something on it, fouls it away. The count stays 0-2. This past season at Stanford Park was great. 318 average, no homers, 15 RBIs. He's a contact guy through and through. 0-2, righty to lefty, the pitch. That's laced in left center field. That is going to get down for a base hit in front of Sirota, and a great throw in by Sirota, keeping Park at first.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. Mike Sirota with a great job of, number 1, getting to that ball. It was in the left center field gap, and off the bat, I'm looking at it and thinking this guy might get extra bases, possibly a double, but that's what you're going to benefit by. With having Sirota out there in left field, his range is really good. It's on another level, and you saw it on that play. He gets to a ball that not a lot of guys get to and holds him to a leadoff single.
Well, that brings up Josh Pearson, the number 9 hitter out of LSU. Starting out 4 for 25 on Cape, no homers, 1 RBI. First pitch, Pearson takes just low. Count 1-0.
It's a good pitch to start the at-bat with because it's not one that a left-handed hitter can do as much with unless they're jumping on the fastball, right? 92 at the inside corner at the knees, and unless you're sitting that pitch, not one you can do a ton of damage with. Nice pitch by Amaral.
1-0 to Pearson, and Pearson golfs it towards the Hawk dugout. Foul, count 1-1.
89 on that fastball, so slows it down just a bit.
I mean, I hate to be this guy, but now with this wind, every ball that is hit out into that jet stream, you kind of have to hold your breath for it.
Well, we saw another one carry way out to the wall, too. I forget who hit it earlier in the game. I think it was on Cotuit's end.
1-1. Now going back inside. No, it was Pancho Ruiz.
Pancho, yes. That's what
looked like it was a pop-up that most nights might just drift to the inner reaches of the outfield and instead almost went to the warning track.
Yeah, and we'll see if that changes the way these guys pitch. Might want to keep the ball lower in the zone today.
1-1. There's a high pop right center field. That could be trouble in no man's land. Who's got it? Who's got it? Nobody's got it. It drops for a hit.
Yeah. Can't do anything about that one. Just a bloop single.
So Park reaches with a single. Pearson reaches with a single. Park was held at second. And Now the lineup flips over, and you got to deal with the dangerous Tommy Troy.
Dangerous may just be an understatement here, Zach. 341 is his batting average at this point, and he's already got 10 runs batted in on the year, too, so no stranger to producing with guys in scoring position as he does here.
Cotuit wouldn't be where they are if they didn't go down without fights.
Yeah, they're no easy team to beat.
Let's see what they can do, and Pearson socks it to left. That is trouble. Sirota back. It is gone.
Tommy Troy.
Tommy Troy, first pitch swinging, goes over the left field fence, and the Kettleers strike right back with a 3-run blast and take the lead 3-2.
Yeah, there's not many balls you see that off the bat you know are gone. We saw 2 of them the other night in Orleans from Don Patelli, but Tommy Troy, that's his 4th of the year, and he turned on a pitch and did not miss it. And man, that is a really well hit baseball. Just got to tip your cap to Troy.
We might see some balls that wouldn't normally carry out tonight because of the wind. That ball's out anytime, any place, any weather. That was crushed.
Maybe not Polo Grounds.
Not Polo Grounds, but maybe anywhere on Cape Cod. The first pitch now to Caden Trice. Just a little bit low and away, count 1-0. So the Kettleers right back now take the lead, and that's the first homer given up by Amaral this season on Cape Cod.
1-0. We said that earlier in the night, as that was a strike.
Yeah.
His strength is weak contact. His strength is inducing the ball, putting the ball in play and allowing his defense to do the work. And unfortunately, he was going fastball early in a lot of these counts, and Troy came up ready for it.
Swing and a miss there by Trice, the count 1-2. For Troy, excuse me, he continues his incredible season. He's 4th home run on Cape Cod. Now RBIs 11, 12, and 13. The 1-2 pitch is in the dirt. Nice block by Poncho. The count 2-2. So Cotuit with a 3-2 lead on Hyannis. The count 2-2. Still nobody out. And Amaral's going to stop the bleeding here a bit. And that's socked to left by Trice. And, oh my goodness, Sirota just watches it go into the trees. Back-to-back home runs for the Kettleers. Carter Trice goes yard, his 4th of the year, and the Kettleers flexing here in the bottom of the 3rd with a 4-2 advantage.
Yeah, a couple of no-doubters from the Kettleers. That one by Trice. Another one that was just turned on, right? Left center field. Every stitch of it, and unfortunately for Amaral, just left a couple of pitches over the plate.
So it's gone from a 2-run lead to a 2-run deficit in the blink of an eye, and now Amaral's got to deal with Caleb Ketchup, who takes a first pitch breaking ball called a strike. Not surprised he goes back to the breaking ball since he's hung those last 2 fastballs right over the heart of the plate, and you can't get away with throwing those to Troy or Trice. The 0-1 and a check swing breaking ball. Did he go? Yes, he did, says the home plate ump.
Last 2 at-bats, the first 2 pitches have been the slider, the breaking ball. He's trying to get these hitters off the fastball. Now, second time through the lineup, they seem to be timing it up a bit better.
No balls, 2 strikes. Pitch taken low by Ketchup. The count 1-2. So Amaral, after giving up no home runs at all this season, in 16 innings pitched, has given up 2 in 1 inning.
It's going to happen to everybody. Nobody's going to go throughout a season without giving up a long ball.
1-2, and that's lined to center field, base hit for Ketchup. So Amaral, after only giving up 1 base runner through his first 2 innings of work, has now allowed 5 straight hits. Single, single, home run, single.
He's the last 2 guys too, Zach. He's gotten ahead with 2 strikes. He just hasn't been able to finish the last couple of hitters, and see if you can bear down, double plays in order. You have a good defense behind you.
Well, now someone steps up to the plate that definitely you have to worry about with power and Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, no kidding. 6 of them on the year.
1-2, or the first pitch to Johnson is fouled away. Count 0-1. So now you have to be careful. And the Harbor Hawks, who seem to be immune to these big innings earlier in the season, have had a couple of them in the last few games.
Yeah, and once teams are seeing their fastball well, it can be tough to work without the fastball.
Ketchup goes, the pitch fouled down the left field side. A long run for Pepe. He can't catch up to it. The count 0-2 on Tyler Johnson.
You just got to be careful here on 0-2. I know Amaril's been trying to go to his secondary pitches. Just don't leave one over the plate because Johnson can really punish a hanging breaking ball.
Well, he punished one of Jonathan Fincher's hanging breaking balls earlier this season. Sent it out to left center field, right towards that Lowell Park scoreboard. But right now, no balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Cotuit a 4-2 lead. Amaral deals the pitch up high, 1-2. So Eddie Park started the rally with a single, Josh Pearson a bloop single, then Troy a homer, Trice a homer, and now Ketchup a homer. And that's where we stand right now. Pitch to Johnson is foul tip straight back. Pancho can't hold on to it, so we stay 1-2 as opposed to it being out number 1.
That's an unfortunate drop there by Pancho on the foul tip. Those are always so tough to hang on to. You can never blame the catcher for it, but in this situation, Amaral could use any help he can get here to establish the first out of the inning.
The 1-2 to Johnson. The pitch. Breaking ball just misses a touch high.
Not the place you want to go with that changeup on 1-2. And he hung it up by the letters for Amaral. Might not be throwing that pitch again to the left-hander Johnson.
Well, that is playing with fire. So maybe you don't throw that again. The 2-2 pitch. Ketchup thinking about running, now the delivery, and it's fouled straight back.
There's a better fastball, 91, slowed it down a bit, but Johnson's still behind on it.
If the Harbor Hawks had anybody warming, we couldn't tell you. We don't have the sight line down the right field line for it.
Don't know the who or the what, but we know where the bullpen is, just can't see it.
2-2 pitching coming, not before Amaral turns back towards first. Still a long way to go in this game. Only the bottom of the third. The Harbor Hawks have come back before. They came back on Sunday.
Yeah, they're not going to quit. They're a resilient team.
2-2 pitch. Now the runner goes, and it's way up high. Pancho to second. The throw is not in time.
Oh, a good jump by Ketchup. It was a breaking ball again that just hung up in the zone and missed. So now full count, and that stolen base for Ketchup puts another runner in scoring position for the Kets.
Cotuit has started the merry-go-round, and I don't think they want to get off of it just yet. Still nobody out. The 3-2 payoff pitch to the cleanup hitter out of Coastal Carolina, Tyler Johnson, with a runner off a second. Amaral deals, and it's a high fly ball down the left field line. Foul territory drifting, and it drops in front of Mike Sirota.
Yeah, foul ball, by about 10 feet. Good effort by Sirota to try to get towards it.
Right again into the wind. So you got to hold your breath, but already this inning has been a big one for the Cats, like you mentioned. But can Amaral at least get some semblance of momentum back in this huge, 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 huge game?
True.
The payoff pitch, the 3-2. Amaral deals, fouled away again. This at-bat has been absolutely grueling.
He's spoiling every good pitch Amaral's thrown to him, that being Tyler Johnson. As this at-bat just continues to carry and carry on. Tenth pitch of the at-bat coming up here.
Runner off a second, Ketchup. Let's see if Johnson finally gets something he likes or Amaral retires him. The payoff, the 3-2, and it's chopped weakly foul. We're going to get pitch 11.
Yeah, it hit off the plate. So if Amaral was able to get to it in fair territory, would have had him out easily as Johnson didn't run.
Let's go again. The 11th pitch of a 3-2 at bat in an inning where the Kettleers have already brought up 5 guys to the plate. All of them have reached base. 2 of them have left the yard.
And if you're Mike Roberts and the Kettleers, you are thrilled with this at-bat because it's now driving Amaral's pitch count even higher as he's already at 61 pitches.
The 3-2. And it plunks Tyler Johnson. Went in on his hands a little too much, and Johnson will lumber down to first to bring up the number 5 hitter, C.J. Kafis. And you have to think that the leash is getting awfully tight for Amaral, and Eric Beatty says, that's all, folks.
Yeah,
so, Austin Amaral, tough day at the office indeed. Goes 2 full innings, allows 6 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, strikes out 3, walks 0, but he's got 2 guys on base that are his responsibility as well. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll tell you who the new pitcher is on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Bronk. What up, TB? What do you think my next move should be? Give it to me straight. Maybe it's just time I hang him up.
I got one word for you. Retirement. If you retire now, you're gonna be walking on soft sand in a week. Just come to Florida and feel the wind in your hair. Retirement is like winning another one. Maybe I'll even join you.
On the Spotty Network, this is what Tom heard.
If you retire now, you're soft and weak. Just come to Florida and win another one. Maybe I'll even join you.
Just go win another one.
Like it's that easy, Gronk. Maybe it is. I still feel like I have a lot to accomplish. My goal is to win one more. And Gronk's coming with me.
I'm retired from retiring? Mom, where are my football pants?
Don't trust big decisions to just any network. Go with T-Mobile, the GO in 5G.
And I'm not soft or weak either.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G.
It's been a inning to forget here for the Hawks here in the bottom of the third. And with 2 guys still on and nobody out, Eric Beatty will turn to Connor O'Halloran. And O'Halloran's last 2 outings, well, safe to say he'd like to forget him as well.
Well, Connor O'Halloran is a very talented left-handed arm. He's a guy who was the starter at Michigan in most of their big games this season, a left-hander with good velo, a great breaking ball. He's just struggling a bit to find his footing here in the Cape Cod Baseball League. And yeah, Zach, his last 2 outings, his most recent 1/3 of an inning, 5 earned runs. Then before that, 2/3 of an inning, 3 earned runs. But the ones you got to look at are the 3 1/3 that preceded those 2. He allowed just 1 earned run across that time frame and struck out 6. So it's been a little bit of a mixed bag from the left-hander, but if his stuff is on, it's really good. And the benefit of bringing him in here is he can go multiple innings for you and really try to eat up some time so you don't have to reach deeper into the bullpen.
Well, I think obviously when you bring in Amaral, you expect distance. He didn't give you that tonight.
And I guess the one benefit of having of where you are today is you had an off day yesterday. I know it wasn't a true off day. They were at Fenway Park and working out, but it wasn't a game situation, so you did get your pitchers some rest. Yeah, not the start you'd like to see, but you do have a few arms available. Volker, pretty much everybody, but between O'Halloran and Volker, those are a couple of your longer arms in the bullpen that can go multiple innings.
The Harbor Hawks did only use, I believe, 3 pitchers in Orleans. Am I correct? It was McCullough, Hammerberg. Have a week straight of baseball after this?
Yeah, the thing is it's middle of the regular season, right? So it's not necessarily the end-all be-all here. You have a long season ahead, and who knows what's going to happen next week, so you have to think long-term and the rest of this stretch of games.
Kafis bunts it foul. He's certainly a threat on the base paths. Not somebody you want to mess with once he gets on, as shown by his ridiculous numbers stealing here in Miami this past season. 16 swipes as a Hurricane in 2022, but he's got runners on first and second here with nobody out, and Connor O'Halloran looking to stop the bleeding a bit. The 0-2 pitch is a breaking ball, just misses outside corner, 1-2.
That's the slider from O'Halloran coming across the plate, just couldn't catch enough of the outside corner, but not a bad pitch on 0-2. Now 1-2, still a spot where you can try to get him to chase outside the zone.
1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, bottom of the third, and a 4-2 Cotuit lead. The lead runner goes, now comes back as the pitch goes in the dirt, the count 2-2. Ketchup is certainly thinking about it.
Yeah, Cotuit's aggressive on the base pass. They're top 3 in stolen bases, but they also lead the league in times they've been caught stealing by a good amount, too.
2-2 pitch incoming, and a high pop foul down the left field line. Could be playable, and Pepe lets it drop. Pepe was going full speed at it. He just couldn't catch up by a step or two. Caleb Ketchup, like we have mentioned, a major threat on the base paths. This past season at Lipscomb, 32 swipe bags to only 3 times being caught.
Yeah, that's quite good. And yeah, the catchers down here in the Cape League, obviously the nation's best, but when you have that type of elite speed, I don't know if there's a catcher in this league who's going to be able to throw him out.
2 balls, 2 strikes to the number 5 hitter, Kafis. Connor O'Halloran looking to at least get some momentum back for the Hawks. A 2-2 pitch is just high and away, 3-2. Now, we saw this happen against Bourne. O'Halloran was doing a good job working counts and then eventually would wind up losing the battles. He walked 4 in that game.
Yeah, the walks are what really hurts a pitcher. It's the free passes, and then it seems to snowball from there.
3-2, and that's socked to left center field, but right at Sirota, who comes in, makes the catch for out number 1, and that was a little bit scary off the bat, should I say.
Yeah, Sirota had it played pretty well, and that's a huge out number 1 for the Hawks, who really hadn't been able to get much going in the first few guys of the inning. Single, home run, single, hit by pitch. So a big job, good job by O'Halloran to get the big out.
Cal Harris comes in, he popped out his first time, and like we mentioned, you don't get cheap home runs on Cape Cod, not with the wood bats. The 2 home runs hit in this inning, tanks. Major league power from both Troy and Trice, but Cal Harris looking to continue the barrage. First pitch, Harris shows bump, pulls back the throw to third. It's off the bag. It is a double steal as Ketchup goes, as does Johnson. So there goes your double play, and now second and third with 1 out.
A good throw by Poncho Ruiz has him. He had a really good jump by Poncho to get out of the crouch and to have the ball in a good position to make a play. Rocco was there covering. The throw just yanked him way off the third base bag, and it's an unfortunate play right there.
0-1, another showed bunt, and that's called a strike as well. So now the entire Hawk infield comes way in as Riku and Rocco exchange a friendly nod. I mean, Riku Nishida, Rocco Pepe, and Mitch Jebb all came straight to the plate to play that bunt. And between those 3, you have a lot of speed.
Well, there's an issue there because someone needs to cover third base.
Correct.
And first, so.
The 0-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss, and that's huge for the second out of the inning. So that takes away the sac fly as well.
What a job by O'Halloran out of the bullpen. Fly out, strikeout, and now you're 1 out away from getting out of this disastrous inning.
Well, Trotter Harlan struck out looking his first time up, and if O'Halloran can work out of this and retire this last batter, you have to consider that a win. The first pitch, O'Halloran deals, and a called strike at the knees at 88. 0-1 to Trotter Harlan, which might be one of the best names we've encountered on Cape Cod. Runners off a third and second in what has been a really tough inning for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. The 0-1, it's in the dirt, almost gets behind Poncho, but he sticks out the glove and keeps it from being a potential disaster. Good play there by the Harbor Hawk backstop. You have to be careful with Harlan as well. He had 8 homers this past spring, and power has been in no short supply for the Kettleers this inning. The 1-1 pitch. Off the end of the bat, foul towards the visiting bleachers, and out of play 1-2. And now O'Halloran 1 strike away from getting out of this thing.
Yeah, I think you should go back to the breaking ball here, but you have to bury it, because if you leave that up at all to a right-handed hitter, it's just like a beach ball floating across the plate.
Off of third, Ketchup, off of second, Johnson. The 1-2 pitch incoming. O'Halloran sets and deals. Swing and a miss. So it's a 4-run bottom of the third for Cotuit, but it could have been so much worse. 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 of them homers, 2 left on base. After 3, Cotuit a 4-2 lead on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
Be a bad mother.
Top of the 4th inning of play, and well, the Hawks, the last time they were up at the plate, they were up by 2, and now they trail by 2 as it's a 4-2 ball game, and 4, 5, and 6 stepping in for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. That begins with Cole McConnell.
Well, just 2 days ago, Drake and I asked, how do you respond from an 18-10 loss at home to the Bourne Braves? Well, you respond by beating the Firebirds 8-4 and hitting a couple of home runs. Now, Zach, how do you respond from a 4-run inning against Cotuit?
First pitch, McConnell swings away, fouls it off to the left side, count 0-1. Well, you're curious to see. This team has battled back. They've had some rough outings. Every baseball team does, but this is a statement. If you can come back and somehow win this game despite that inning, that is a huge statement. The 0-1, McConnell takes at the knees, fastball called a strike count, 0-2 on the Louisiana Tech center fielder. McConnell 0 for 1, grounded out back to the pitcher in the second. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 4th inning, the 0-2, and McConnell, high pop, left field. Kafis coming in, makes the catch, 1 down. And that wind that was blowing out when Riku was at the plate has pretty much died down for the time being.
That flag's still moving out, just not as rapidly, but yeah, you still get a ball up in left center field, and it will carry. Certainly busy night at the ballpark.
So Pancho Ruiz almost hit one out. He hit one in the jet stream the last time he came up.
Just going back to the last half inning for a second, what a job by Connor O'Halloran to come in. A couple guys on, doesn't allow him to score, and he retires 3 in a row. You couldn't ask for a better job from the lefty.
First pitch, Pancho fouls it straight back, the count 0-1. Absolutely, and especially after the last 2 outings that O'Halloran had, that is huge for his confidence.
I like the way Pancho has been swinging the bat, too, last couple of days, especially the BP at Fenway yesterday. Really impressive to see him with the power, and I know in the last couple of games he made some good contacts.
0-1, doesn't make contact there, swings and misses the count 0-2. You do feel like he's due.
Yeah, just foul tipped that one. He was just off it a bit.
Yeah, we saw it at Fenway. When he hits him a long way, and that hasn't been the case on Cape Cod, but you get the feeling that maybe, just maybe, that's going to come around. The 0-2 popped up, shallow right center, Troy under it, onto the outfield grass, makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
Heck of a job so far by Cotuit's pitching. Boucher did allow a couple of runs, but he's settled in nicely here in a couple of weak contacts, and just like that, there's 2 outs in this inning.
So Rocco Pepe, the last man standing here in the top of the 4th in a 4-2 game. The Hawks looking to come back and stake their claim to first place. The first pitch inside, ball 1.
Good take there by Pepe. Anything above the belt, this guy destroys. I mean, whether it's a high fastball or a hanging breaking ball, Rocco has so much power.
1-0. Pepe goes right through the fastball at 93, count 1-1.
That's where he struggled, the fastball this season. He's really, I mean, you saw it the last at-bat, blown away by 3 fastballs, and then right there, 93 behind it.
You can't give him a breaking ball and expect to recover from it. He goes back to the fastball again, down the middle. Pepe whiffs right through it. Pepe struck out looking his first time. Now the count 1-2 on the Juice Rabbit. Boucher gets his sign, sets and deals the 1-2, and Pepe took what I thought was for sure strike 3. Instead, it is 2-2.
Close pitch to take, and one that was just a bit off the outside corner, but now 2-2. You can't afford to watch another one of those.
2-2 pitching coming. Another fastball is blown right by Pepe for strike 3. So how do the Harbor Hawks respond? Well, Boucher sits him down 1, 2, 3. We're through 3.5 innings at Lowell Park, and the Kettleers, a 4-2 lead on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Looking forward to adding a takeout window.
And more locations.
Paying off my student loans.
Juggling my 4 small businesses and staying sane.
Raising my allowance.
Finishing my painting and starting the next one.
Catching a keeper. Cashing anything.
Making the most of my retirement.
Checking my balance and hopefully having one.
Whatever you want for your family, your business, or your community, talk to us at Cape Cod 5 because we're looking forward to helping you.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news. Some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
Well, Connor O'Halloran, his last inning of work, comes into a nightmarish scenario, 2 on, nobody out, and gets 3 batters up, 3 batters down. Let's see if he can continue the momentum.
Yeah, couldn't have been better. I mean, a flyout, back-to-back strikeouts, and he had guys on second and third after a double steal, and they stayed right there. All you got to do here, if you're Connor O'Halloran, let them put the ball in play. Trust your defense. I mean, he has a good job, does a good job at getting his pitches over the plate, just making sure that breaking ball doesn't hang. And we're going to ask him to go a couple of innings here, Zach, as Austin Amaral only lasted 2. You need O'Halloran to go at least 2 more, if not 3 more.
That would be the case. And Eddie Park, who started the barrage his last time up with a leadoff single, digs in, takes the first pitch outside and away, ball 1. Now, we mentioned the walks were really bad for O'Halloran in his last game. He walked 4 against Bourne, but he only walked 2 in his previous 2 appearances as that one swung on and missed.
Yeah, typically his control's pretty good, which is what makes him a great pitcher because his fastball is only at about 90. It's not the overpowering flamethrower from the left side, but it's his control.
Breaking ball there, nicely done from O'Halloran as Park was nowhere near it, the count 1-2.
See if he goes back to it. I would. I mean, triple up on that breaking ball, get him swinging in the dirt. Lefty-lefty, it's so hard to pick up where O'Halloran's arm slot is.
1-2, O'Halloran deals, and the pitch. Here's a breaking ball. It's weakly chopped. Could be a tough play. O'Halloran barehand flips fields. Nice play by Connor O'Halloran to record the out.
Not an easy play at all. Park runs really well out of the left-handed batter's box, and O'Halloran didn't even have time to, plant his feet or turn his feet and get to a good flipping position. But he does so on the run, and that's a huge out, number 1. What a job from the Michigan left-hander.
You can't really think about anything. You can't get in your head. You just kind of have to do what first comes to mind, and he barehanded it and underhand flipped it to Shanwell for the out. So 1 down, that brings up Josh Pearson. Pearson, a bloop single, scored on the home run from Troy. Back to the breaking ball. O'Halloran again, swing and a miss on a 78-mile-per-hour beautiful breaker. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch, back to the breaking ball again. Dials up the speed, can't find the strike zone. 1-1.
Yeah, Connor O'Halloran comes from a baseball family. His dad played at Orange Coast College, and his brother currently attends and plays at Orange Coast.
1-1 pitch taken low and away. The native of Mississauga, Ontario, right outside of Toronto.
Connor's one of the youngest players in this team, just 19 years old. He has to turn 20. Bright future ahead from this left-hander.
2 balls and a strike. O'Halloran sets and deals the pitch. Breaking ball gets him right at the knees for a called strike 2. That's a beauty. 79, about kneecap high.
That's where he needs to throw it. The highest that breaking ball can come in is at the low thigh level.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch, breaking ball. Pearson doesn't bite, and the count will run full.
Don't mind it either. Not a bad pitch to go to on 2-2. Now 3-2. Got to be aware that unless it's really in the zone, he's probably going to lay off a breaking ball. So you got to throw it for a strike.
Payoff pitch, 1 down, bottom of the 4th. Kettleers up 2. Here's the 3-2, and it gets inside and plunks Josh Pearson. Second hit by pitch, the knife for Cotuit. That one just ran a little bit in.
Yeah, well, where O'Halloran throws from, his arm slot, it comes so far across on a left-handed hitter. It's from the left side. It's really going to come inside on you and then move across the plate. That one, unfortunately, didn't have any movement on it and just ends up hitting him right on the back.
Pearson, no stranger to getting plunked. He's actually got hit by 14 pitches this last spring, should I say, at LSU. Shades of Justin Hyannis, the first pitch to Tommy Troy, swing and a miss on the breaking ball, 0-1. Troy, the last time he came up, well, he's the reason this score is where it is. 3-run homer to give the Kets the lead. Runner off of first is Pearson, and the 0-1 pitch, fastball inside corner, called a strike count. 0-2 on Tommy Troy. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner off of first is Pearson. He's got okay speed. Here's the 0-2 from O'Halloran, and there's a high fly ball. Did he get him again? Left center field, back at the wall, and Tommy Troy has hit another one out.
Wow. That was maybe the furthest ball hit at this ballpark. It hit the top of the Lowell Park scoreboard in left center field, and for the scouts who are here, they're going to go home with one name at the top of their list. It's going to be Tommy Troy.
His 5th home run of the year, a 2-run shot, and another 2 RBIs to the total. Now 15 on the year for Troy, and it's a 6-2 lead for Cotuit.
Welcome to the Tommy Troy Show featuring the Cotuit Kettleers.
Well, not to be outdone is Carter Trice, who
well,
also
to
homered.
be outdone because Tommy Troy has driven in 5 today.
Yeah, you might say so.
Yeah.
I mean, that was crushed. So Trice homered his last time up. First pitch, Trice takes outside 1-0, and the Kettleers have brought out the big guns tonight.
And that's the danger with O'Halloran. He's really good with that breaking ball, and in the changeup's pretty good too, but when he hangs those pitches, they're coming across at 79, so they can just be like a beach ball to you.
2-0 now on the soon-to-be NC State Wolfpack. The pitch, and popped sky high. Third base side, Pepe coming in. Who's got it? Who's got it? It's actually Nolan Shanwell who gets it right on the pitcher's mound for out number 2.
Hey, you don't want your pitcher to have to fill the pop-up, so nice job by Shanwell to come over and make the catch. And it's a nice bounce back by O'Halloran.
Well, O'Halloran's now got to contend with Caleb Ketchup, who struck out in the first, singled in the third. Got a whole lot of speed to contend with. As now time was briefly called as Ketchup's got to adjust something on his left cleat. Now he digs in. Lefty to righty, the first pitch to Ketchup, and it's a breaking ball, misses low, 1-0.
Still early in this ball game, which is a crazy
early
thing. Although 6 runs have come across, there's still plenty of daylight in baseball left.
1-0, pitch taken low, 2-0. Ketchup, no stranger to walking. He walked 29 times at Lipscomb this past year. 6-2 Kettleers, bottom of the 4th inning of play, the 2-0. Ketchup fooled badly by a fastball at 89, count 2-1. Cotuit already 7 hits today. They haven't done their damage via the walk. In fact, only 1 per Hawk walk, the 2-1, taken high, 3-1.
No walks yet for the Hawks. Couple of hit by pitches.
Yes, no walks yet for the Hawks. Couple of HBPs. 3-1, O'Halloran deals. And Ketchup fouls it straight back. The count will run full.
Well, it's not every day you're going to come to the yard and have a day like you did in Orleans where you get a good start and leverage it right to good bullpen and pour on the offense today. Slow start for the offense with just one hit, but we got to commend Cotuit's job of jumping on the fastballs.
Pitch swung on and missed, so O'Halloran limits any further damage, although he did give up a 2-run bomb to Tommy Troy, and that's where we stand now after 4. 2 runs, 1 hit, nobody left on. Let's go to the 5th. It is 6-2 Cotuit on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not gonna have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
Welcome to the 5th inning, and despite the lack of lights here at Lowell Park, there's been no shortage of electricity from the Kettleer bats, namely Tommy Troy, who has just absolutely pulverized the Harbor Hawks, but comeback starts with a single step, and we'll see if the Harbor Hawks can come back and turn a tough one into maybe a signature win. Tito Flores leads off the top of the 5th.
Starts with the bats. Just 1 hit so far through 4 innings. If they can start to spark something, that might help your pitchers pitch a little more comfortably, knowing that they have some form of run support and that the bats aren't completely done for the night.
And Tito Flores goes first pitch swinging. High fly ball center field coming in, making the catch is Eddie Park. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Even that pitch, or that hit, I didn't think it was that far. It did carry out to Park. I thought it was going to be a bloop single, and it just stayed up in the air forever, and that wind is picked back up.
Well, the second home run, as Philip Matulia comes up to the plate, he walked his first time up, ended up scoring on the Riku double. The second home run was hit into that jet stream, but it was hit so far where what would have been a far home run on its own carried to go even further.
Yeah, that's one of those that's out at any ballpark, and then some major leaguers too.
First pitch taken by Matulia outside at high 1-0. 6-2 Cotuit ahead of the Harbor Hawks in this crucial midseason clash. The 1-0 pitch, Matulia swings and misses. And how about Boucher here for Cotuit? He's now gone 2 2/3. He's only allowed 2 runs, the 1 hit, 4 strikeouts. He's kept the damage to a minimum and let his offense do the talking. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the 5th. Pitch, Matulia takes high and away, 2-1.
Well, last time Matulia came to the plate, he worked an 8-pitch walk. He's not chasing that high fastball. Boucher keeps going to it. You're not going to get Phil to go to the zone after that pitch.
2 balls and a strike, 1 out, nobody on the pitch, and Matulia takes a fastball at the knees, called a strike count, 2-2. I gotta say, umpiring this game, pretty solid.
Yeah. I mean, not really too much to do when the other team has 3 home runs.
That would be correct.
Only seen really 1 close play on the base pass, too.
2-2 pitch to Phil Matulia. Wisely takes inside and low. The count 3-2 on Phil, and you would really like to see the beard get on base here, or the lack thereof.
The stash.
The stash.
For now. Beard will be back probably by next week at the rate that it looks like it grows.
3-2 payoff pitch, and it's up high for ball 4. So Matulia was worked his 2nd walk of the game to bring up Michael Sirota.
Phil Matulia has sneakily become one of the best on-base guys on this team. His average is low. He hasn't really had a ton of hits, but you mentioned, Zach, the low strikeout number and the ability to really work the count, which gets him on base again with 1 out. If you're the Hawks, you have to come away with a run this inning to at least remind the Kettleers that you're not done yet. You're still plenty in this ball game.
Well, Harris is going to walk out and talk to the pitcher Boucher. Now, you look at Mike Sirota's stats, and it's almost kind of surprising to see that Brewster let him go. He was batting .250. .250 in 11 games, 6 hits, 1 of them being a double, 3 runs scored, 1 RBI. This past season at Northeastern, he was fantastic. .326 average, 37 games, 4 homers, 20 RBIs.
He was so good, and he had an injury, a sprained ligament that he had to deal with for a good part of the season, too. So for him to get healthy was huge for this summer, and I can only imagine how good those numbers would have been if he had been healthy the entirety of the season.
Well, Mike Sirota struck out swinging his first time against Boucher. First pitch, Sirota takes a fastball at the knees, called a strike count, 0-1. Runner off of first. Matulia is a threat to steal. Swiped 10 bags this past spring at Louisiana Tech. He's already got 3, and he'll actually take the trot to second as Sirota will take the trot to first. He gets plunked.
Okay, here's a big shot for your offense to get right back in this game. It's not often you get gifted a couple of base runners from the Kettleers, but an easy walk there by Phil Matulia on 6 pitches, and then Sirota's plunked on the second pitch of his at-bat. So first and second, 1 out. You absolutely have to come through here.
Well, these are the 2 guys you want up.
Well,
Riku and Mitch Jebb, but
Mike Roberts
says enough of that.
He agrees with you, Zach. He says, yeah, those are the 2 guys you want up. I'm going to go get a guy that I want to come to the mound to face your 2 best.
So that will take care of that, and Boucher will exit having done his job with the bats picking up the rest of the slack. He goes 2 2/3, allows 1 hit, 2 runs, both of them earned. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. And as Roberts makes a call to the bullpen, we'll make a quick call to T-Mobile, our friends who are proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. And they are committing to serving those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military and veterans. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more. And I don't know if Roberts necessarily going to go to the pen here.
It's a long call. Yeah, he is. Here comes the relievers trotting in.
Well, there you go. So we'll see who this new arm is for Cotuit, and if my eyes do not mistake me, it would be. Are we ready? Are we ready?
I'm ready. It would be.
It's like 28, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I guess we'll find out in a moment.
We will find out. The mound is still crowded, so you have Mitch Jebb and Riku Nishida up at the plate right now, and this is a big spot for the Harbor Hawks here in the top of the 5th. A huge, huge, enormous spot. As the new pitcher is, in fact, Max Gigg, number 50. Gigg out of Boston College in Lynn, Massachusetts, will take his warm-up pitches as we take a quick break. Harbor Hawks are threatening on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Traffic is treacherous. There's a fender bender on the pike. Gonna be a wicked commute. The expressway's backed up to the gas tanks. Gridlock. Crawl. Snarl. Jam up. Bottleneck. Log jam. 128 is a parking lot. You'll be late for supper tonight.
Keeping your car road ready is what we do best. At Sullivan Tire, we're always here to get you there.
Hey, we get you there too.
Having a 5G phone that's not on T-Mobile makes as much sense as playing ice hockey. Using pool noodles. Get out of the penalty box with 5G coverage like this. T-Mobile has more 5G bars in more places than anyone. T-Mobile, more 5G bars in more places. Another reason T-Mobile is the leader in 5G.
Gannon's Tavern is the home of incredible wings, handcrafted cocktails, ice-cold beer, and Keno. Their innovative tavern menu features seafood, great sandwiches, steaks grilled to perfection, and stunning specialty dishes. There's no better place to watch your favorite New England Pro Football team than Gannon's Tavern, in their large bar or outside on their covered deck, complete with TV and sound. Gannon's Tavern, 959 Burses Way, Hyannis. Like them on Facebook and Instagram.
See you soon at Gannon's Tavern.
Top of the 5th inning here, and the Harbor Hawks 2 on, 1 out, as Max Gigg, the Boston College product, looks to retire 2 of the toughest outs in the entire Cape Cod Baseball League.
Yeah, we've seen him before, Gigg, and he was pretty good in that outing last time the Hawks were here at Lowell Park. And yeah, Zach, he's got to retire Mitch Jebb, who's batting up to 291 in the year, and Riku Nishida, who's now risen his average all the way to 280.
Well, Gigg in 11 innings here on Cape, an ERA of 0.82.
He's really good. He's like he could be this team's closer, but they like to use him in their bigger spots earlier in the game. So he can give you a couple innings, and it starts with that fastball. It's electric, up near 95. And
well, he just threw it.
Yeah, 93.
Foul tipped into the glove of Harris, count 0-1. Only 1 hit for the Hawks today. They've gotten a majority of their base runners on via walk, and it's been Philip Matulia who's been a big part of that. He's walked twice. He's off a second. Mike Sirota off first. You do have speed here. 0-1 is taken outside 1-1.
94 already. Gigg can really pump it. And if you're Mitch Jebb, made a couple of contacts in the last couple of games that haven't fallen for hits. He's starting to see that average drop. It's not changing your approach. You're a guy who can take the ball the other way, so might as well play into what the pitcher's giving you and try to smack the fastball to left field.
1-1 the count on Mitch Jebb. Gigg checks off second, now deals fastball outside corner, called a strike. 94 for Max Gigg.
Yeah, it's a good pitch. I mean, that's where the catcher is set up, and he just hit the glove. Nothing more to it.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here as the wind now picks back up at Lowell Park. The runners on first and second, both threats to steal. Here's the 1-2. Jebb smacks it right to short. Catch up, a nice play to second for 1 on a first. You're not going to get Mitch Jebb at both of them. The runner is coming home. The throw got away, and coming in and scoring is Matulia. So you take him any way you can get him. As Ketchup made a ridiculous play and a weird hop to get the run at second base, but then Troy flipped to first, and the throw got away from Johnson, and the heads-up base running by Matulia brought him home.
Nice job by Matulia, and that's a big run to get back. And still have a runner on for Riku, who, of course, last time nearly hit his first home run.
So they're going to call it a fielder's choice. I don't know if they're going to score the out, or I don't know if they're going to score it an error. I don't think they will.
Yeah, we'll see how Point Streak rules it.
So it's going to be ruled a 6-4 as now they check back
and
off of first.
Also ruled an error on the second baseman, which allowed
Matulia to score.
Yeah, they have it as Sirota scoring for some reason, but it is Matulia.
Sirota was thrown out at second on the play.
That is correct.
First pitch to Riku Nishida, and it gets away from the catcher Harris. Jebb will scoot over to second. So now a base hit from Riku could cut the lead to 6-4.
It's a big advance on the base pass. Now you're in scoring position with your second fastest guy on the team on second base and your best contact hitter at the plate. If Riku can just get one into the outfield, got a chance to get Mitch home.
1-0 on Riku Nishida, Mount Hood Community College product, soon to be Oregon Duck. Pitch, and Riku shows bunt, called a strike, and the count 1-1. Now, in between that pitching change, I talked to assistant GM Zach Chase, and I said, this game isn't close to over, right? And he says, well, you know what Yogi Berra said, it ain't over till it's over. And just like that, the Harbor Hawks, without a hit here in the top of the 5th, have cut the lead to 6-3. 1-1 to Nishida. Riku shows bunt and bunts it foul on the 1-1. So now count will run 1-2. Riku 0 for 1 against Gigg in the only meeting they've had this season. Do you run Mitch Jebb here on the?
I don't. No reason to try to steal 30. He's fast enough to score on a hit. 1-2 count, 2 outs. No reason to run into your final out on the base pass.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Riku gets low, now pops back up, and here come the antics. 1-2 pitch to Nishida. Jebb a big lead off a second. Now darts back the delivery, and Riku takes nicely outside. Gigg was trying to freeze him on the breaking ball. No such luck, and the count will run even.
It's a good AB by Riku. You're in a count now where he's probably going to come back in the zone. So you have to be able to protect the plate as Riku does so well.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner off a second is Mitch Jebb. Here's the pitch to Nishida, and he sprays it foul into the netting off of left center. 2-2. I mean, this is, if you can get Riku to bring home Mitch Jebb here, completely different ballgame.
Yeah, that'd be huge. You can get back within 2.
And not only that, it would bring Shanwell to the plate, who could potentially be the tying run. Riku down into a squat, drops the bat, shakes his hands, now picks the bat back up. Jebb off of second, the 2-2. Riku sprays it foul again.
It's a good job by Riku. Fouls off another, stays alive. It was the 8th pitch of the at-bat, and that's what Riku Nishida does so well. He's making Gigg come out of the bullpen after he got an out pretty quickly.
I mean, Gigg has been nasty this season.
Yeah, he is.
The less that the Harbor Hawks see of him, the better. And Riku is going to try and grind this out as long as possible. The 2-2 Nishida swings and misses. So a very un-Riku Nishida-like stat line today. 2 strikeouts and a 2-run double. Don't see that from him very often, but once again, without a hit, the Harbor Hawks scratch a run across on an error, and no runs, no hits, or 1 run, no hits. They do leave a runner on through 4.5 innings of play. It's 6-3. Cotuit leads on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history.
My family wins championships.
There's no family.
There's no family.
There's no family. There's no family like my family. Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
So the Harbor Hawks draw ever so closely, back within a 3-run lead, but that's only part of the challenge. The other half of the challenge is making sure the lead stays at 3, and that's what Connor O'Halloran is looking to do against this dangerous 4, 5, and 6 of the Cotuit Kettleers lineup.
Yeah, it's a relentless lineup, one that will punish you if you miss with your breaking balls, as we've seen already today.
O'Halloran misses with that one up high. You don't want to hang these breaking balls high, and much less to a guy that's got 6 long balls already this season. The 1-0 to Tyler Johnson. Breaking ball misses outside and away, 2-0. Johnson struck out in the first, hit by pitch in the third. 2 balls, no strikes, nobody out. The pitch, low and away, 3-0. Not something you see very often on Cape Cod. 6 runs, all via the long ball for Cotuit.
Yeah, the home run's not really what makes this league go, and especially not the Kettleers, who play a ton of small ball.
3-0 pitch, and outside ball 4, not the start you were looking for. A 4-pitch walk to Tyler Johnson to bring up C.J. Kafis, who has done the same thing in both of his plate appearances, a fly out to Mike Sirota. Johnson, one of the rare guys on this Kettleer roster that's not the biggest threat to steal. First pitch called a strike, count 0-1. And this, I'm telling you, this wind is wreaking havoc here in our little press box of sorts. Seems like every other pitch I got a stat page flying up all over the place. Runner off of first, Johnson. 0-1 to Hyannis. He shows bunt, pulls back, called strike at 87, 0-2. Kettleers 3, Hawks 6. The winner of tonight's game will stand alone as the best team record-wise in the Cape Cod Baseball League and will be on top of the West Division. The 0-2 pitch, Hyannis takes low and away, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. The delivery out of the stretch from O'Halloran. He deals the pitch. Low and away, and it is called outside. I thought the home plate ump signaled strike 3 late. He did signal strike 3. What do you know?
He just called it a strike. I don't think he realized that was a third strike because he has, I believe, Zach, he rings people up differently.
Yeah, I don't think he realized it was strike 3. That's the argument that Mike Roberts is having with the home plate umpire Coughlin. But it was strike 3, 1 down for Cal Harris. Words from longtime skipper of the Kettleers, Mike Roberts. Thank you, of course, to our beloved crowd, Mike.
I don't think the ump thought that was strike 3.
First pitch taken outside by Cal Harris, ball 1. I think it was the correct call.
It was a strike.
I don't think the ump realized it was strike 3.
That's what it was, yeah. That's what Roberts was telling him, too. Now if you're O'Halloran, that's a big way to get back in this inning and try to spin 2 and get out of this 5th.
Cal Harris takes outside and away, 2-0. Runner off of first, Johnson. Not a big threat to run, so you don't have to worry about him as much as, say, some of these other Kettleers on the base paths. 2-0 to Harris. Hits it on the ground, foul down the first base line. We stay 2-1. Harbor Hawks still only 1 hit in this game, and that was that 2-run double by Riku Nishida. Yes, it still feels weird to say that. 2 balls and a strike, 1 out, top of the 5th. The pitch breaking ball, that's a beaut, called strike 2. 78 miles an hour, outside corner at the knees. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner off of first. Let's see what O'Halloran dials up here on Calvin Harris, the Ole Miss catcher. The 2-2 swing and a miss.
What a pitch.
Great pitch there from O'Halloran. 82 miles an hour, and Harris swung right through it for the second out of the inning.
He settled in, after the home run. Overall, he's really made 1 mistake pitch, which is really what kills you. Is because O'Halloran's been good otherwise. Just 1 hit, Zach, and it was a home run. But
well, maybe if you're going to make the mistake, don't make it to Tommy Troy.
Yeah, that's for future reference.
First pitch, Trotter. Harlan takes a strike at 88 on the outside corner, 0-1. I suggested in between innings, for the rest of this game, barring, a bases loaded situation, you might want to really try and pitch around Troy. And we haven't seen anybody in the league do that to the Hawks yet. Runner goes, and the pitch is fouled away. So forget what I said about Johnson not being a threat to run. Now the count 0-2. Johnson stole 1 base this entire past season in Myrtle Beach with Coastal Carolina. 1 base, and he was running. 0-2 to Harlan, who's struck out looking and struck out swinging in his first 2 plate appearances. The runner off of first, Johnson, the 0-2, checked his swing. Did he go? They say yes, he did. Strike 3. And the folks here at Cotuit are not happy, but I'll tell you who is happy is Connor O'Halloran, who recovers to strike out the side here in the bottom of the 5th. Let's go to the top of the 6th on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. The Kettleers still holding a 6-3 lead.
What are you looking forward to?
Adding a takeout window.
And more locations.
Paying off my student loans.
Juggling my 4 small businesses and staying sane.
Raising my allowance.
Finishing my painting and starting the next one.
Catching a keeper. Cashing anything.
Making the most of my retirement.
Checking my balance and hopefully having one.
Whatever you want for your family, your business, or your community, talk to us at Cape Cod 5 because we're looking forward to helping you.
This is your time to change your career, to advance your skills, to follow your dream. Curry College Continuing and Graduate Studies. Tomorrow is coming. Be ready.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not gonna have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
Top of the 6th inning now.
Already? Wow.
Yeah, believe it or not. As the Hawks still trail this one 6-3, Zach Berman, Austin Dakuda, Priya Losic, and Nolan Shanwell steps up to the plate here. 3, 4, and 5 due in for the Hawks. The first pitch fouled right off home plate blue. Count 0-1. It's still Max Gigg in for the Kettleers, and he allowed a run, surprisingly, one of the unearned variety, as it was on an error, but still a tough arm to deal with. Shotwell rips it to right down the line. That is going to be caught by Josh Pearson for an out number 1.
Well, sometimes you hit it well, but you just hit it right at somebody. Nice job by Nolan Shanwell getting out in front of that one and just hung up long enough.
So Shanwell goes down. He's now 0 for 3, and that brings up Cole McConnell 0 for 2. Ground out in the 2nd, fly out in the 4th, and Max Gigg has been a really tough customer on the mound. So the Harbor Hawks are going to have to battle here if they want to get back in this one. First pitch taken low by McConnell. Count 1-0.
Yeah, one of Cotuit's strengths is their bullpen. It's remained that way even with the 24 activations and releases that they've made this year.
1-0 to Gigg. Taken low, 2-0. Fastball going up to 93 miles an hour. McConnell 0 for 1 on his Cape League career against Max Gigg. Hawks still only 1 hit, that being the Riku Nishida double. 2-0 to McConnell. He takes low and away, 3-0. McConnell not a guy you want to put on because he will run.
3-0 here, Zach. I'd say red light. Start the inning.
I would say as big of a red light as you can possibly give. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Top of the 6th of a 6-3 game. Gigg deals. McConnell gets green light and fouls it off. Well, what do we know? 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. McConnell, no home runs, 9 RBIs on the season here in Hyannis. Here's a delivery from Gigg, the 3-1, and McConnell cracks it deep right field. Down the line, if it's fair, it is gone. And it is gone for a home run. Cole McConnell goes right down the line, hooks it inside the right field foul pole for his first home run as a Hyannis Harbor Hawk. And don't look now, it's a 6-4 game.
Well, we said earlier that not often do you get no doubt home runs? We've seen every home run tonight be a no doubter, and Cole McConnell crushed that ball to right field. The outfielder just turned and watched it as it was, 30, 40 feet over the fence.
That ball was absolutely demolished, and not something you see very often is Max Gigg giving up home runs. He's only given up one between 2 years of Boston College and Cotuit Kettleers baseball. That's his first home run ever given up in the Cape Cod Baseball League, and it's a 6-4 game as Pancho Ruiz comes to the plate, swings and misses. And do my eyes deceive me, or does that read 97 on the radar gun?
How do you bounce back after a solo home run? Throw 97?
97 miles an hour for Max Gigg.
Reggie Crawford, a left-hander who's from UConn, probably going to get drafted, hit 100 here last year at Lowell Park.
0-1 breaking ball. Pancho takes outside 1-1. So only the second hit of the night for the Harbor Hawks, and typically the Harbor Hawks will play a lot of small ball. Those 2 hits, a 2-run double and a home run. So a little bit different than what we're used to. But the Hawks are not going away quietly. The 1-1 to Pancho and a high pop, foul territory that's going behind us and lands on top of the press box. 1-2. I got to tell you, the net here does not go that high. So I think we are at more risk here as opposed to anywhere else of getting, a computer screen or a head smashed by a baseball.
Well, we'll see it coming.
1-2 to Pancho. Gigg deals. Pancho checks his swing. Does he go through? They say no, he did not.
And you can see, Zach, it's some clouds in the sky tonight. Already getting dark here at Lowell Park. Sun's still up. It's just blocked by some clouds. They typically play right till about 8 o'clock here at Lowell Park. No lights. So I'd say another hour you have. You've got a chance to get the whole 9 in.
2-2 to Pancho. Gigg deals, and Pancho swings and misses for out number 2 on the breaking ball.
That's a great bounce back after the solo home run. You retire the next man swinging, and it's a good job by Gigg, and he's 1 out away from getting out of this, and you'll take just 1 run on the home run if you're Cotuit.
Well, you do have to contend with Rocco Pepe, and he does have a little bit of power. Flashed it on opening day. The Harbor Hawks not big on the whole, hitting home run thing. But that's their 3rd home run in 2 games. First pitch, and Pepe cracks it to deep left. And that ball is long gone. The Juice Rabbit goes yard, and it is a 1-run game at Lowell Park.
You want to talk about resiliency. The Harbor Hawks gave up a 4 spot earlier in this game. They were down 6-2. 2 home runs in the inning. It's a 6-5 game.
All smiles from the dugout.
You
all
queued it
smiles
up.
From Pepe.
They hit 3 home runs in the last 2 games, Zach, and now
4
that's number
homers
4.
in 2 games. Are we watching the Hyannis Harbor Hawks here, or the 1927 Yankees? As Max Gigg.
Unfortunately, I wasn't alive for another 80 years, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Max Gigg had, in 2 seasons combined, had never given up a home run on Cape Cod.
That's amazing.
He has given up 2 in this inning.
He's one of their best pitchers, and this outing won't really damage his ERA at all, as he came in with a .82. But that shows you the Hawks' bats were just on the brink of having the entire team kind of break out power-wise, and they've done that tonight. McConnell and Pepe, 2 home runs. Now you're within a run.
Well, it looks like they're going to keep Gigg out there. Mike Roberts did come out and talk to the group. But for Rocco Pepe, that's his 2nd home run of the season, his 1st since opening day, his 10th RBI. And up steps someone that we know can hit them out. That would be Tito Flores.
Yeah, he's already done it twice this year, and they were both crushed.
First pitch to Tito, breaking ball called a strike, outside corner, 0-1. It is 6-5 in a game that has been all sorts of fun here at Lowell Park. You expect nothing less from the top 2 teams in the West.
Yeah, they're going to go and have a slugfest every time they play.
Breaking ball called strike outside corner. Tito quickly down in the count 0-2. Tito walked in the third and flew out in the fourth. Or excuse me, in the fifth inning. But now down 0-2, 2 outs, nobody on, 2 already home on 2 home runs. In the top of the 6th inning, the 0-2, and Tito takes inside 1-2. Max Gigg did the one thing you don't do when you face Rocco Pepe, and that is hang a breaking ball over the middle of the plate. And Rocco sent it a long way from home plate.
Those fans in the outfield are probably going to each go home with a home run ball tonight.
1-2, Tito hits it on the ground to second and Troy. Fields fires in time to end the inning, but the Harbor Hawks power has arrived in Cotuit. A home run from McConnell, a home run from Pepe. We got a 1-run ball game through 5.5 innings of play. 6-5 Kets on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
Made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
Well, this has turned into a fun one now, hasn't it, Mr. Dakuda?
Yeah, that's quite the turnaround, huh? After 6-2, Harbor Hawks down early, and we both said it. They weren't out of this game. It didn't feel like it. Yeah, Cotuit had a couple of home runs, but you just felt the Harbor Hawks bats were certainly due for a little bit more than they've shown. And then they respond in the biggest way possible. A pair of homers, you're within a run again, and now you're going to bring in a guy who certainly can go the rest of this ball game.
Austin Strickland has entered the game. So, Connor O'Halloran, get you his line in a second, and goes 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, that being the 2-run homer from Tommy Troy, who is due up. 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts for O'Halloran.
He was good. I mean, really, we have to say it again. Just the 1 mistake. He only allowed the 1 hit, and it happened to be a 2-run home run. But if you just look at the strikeouts, 3 innings, 6 Ks, and 1 walk, that will certainly get you a long way in this league.
Well, the sun is still peeking through the trees as Eddie Park comes to the plate.
I'd say 8 o'clock.
Another hour.
That's what it seems to be.
Right now.
The last game they played, I believe that they called for light was at like 8:03, 8:05.
But the game was also a blowout.
Right.
So you had more.
I don't think you can play, but I don't think with the trees here, you can play much past 8:10 at the most.
Right.
I mean, YD, we stretched it to 8:25, and it got dark. You mean, Jay Driver took a line drive off the back, it was so dark.
That was a week ago. Crazy how
Was
time
it?
flies.
That's it?
That's
Oh.
it. That was a week ago.
I heard 2 people, they were talking on kayaks today when I was down by kind of the river behind the house we're staying at, and one lady said, well, what day is today? And the other one said, I have no idea, and they said, that's what Cape Cod does to you. You forget what day it is.
Eddie Park takes the first pitch outside, 1-0. Park singled in the third, grounded out in the fourth. 1-0 to Park, and Strickland deals inside and low, 2-0. So it is a 6-5 ball game in no thanks to not back-to-back, 2 home runs and 3 at-bats. Cole McConnell and Rocco Pepe off of one of the best relievers in the entire league in Max Gigg. 2-0, showing bunt, pulling back, and Strick spikes it. Now they count 3-0.
Yeah, Strickland's numbers on the year are really deceiving, honestly. He had 1 relief appearance where he allowed a couple runs to Brewster, and then 1 bad start. But if you look at the other 3 or 4 appearances, he's been good. Just a couple of home runs have hurt him today. We'll see if he can get his command in check and give him a couple innings.
3-0, up and in, and a 4-pitch walk to the speedy Eddie Park. And you don't want to do that, especially with the man, not just on the plate in Josh Pearson, but the imposing number 12 in white and
yeah. Tommy Troy's not going to get a fastball.
You can't give Tommy Troy another fastball, but you can't think about Tommy Troy when you have Josh Pearson at the plate. Pearson has reached base twice tonight, a single in the third. He was hit by a pitch in the fourth. Strickland with a runner off of first deals, and it's bunted foul. So very quickly you realize what the strategy is. They want to get that runner to second for Troy. Now, the way Tommy Troy's been mashing the baseball, it doesn't matter where the runners are.
Yeah. You'd like, if you're strict, to roll the double play here. That'd be ideal. But if you can at least get an out and then deal with Troy, that'd be fine. Can't have two guys on, though.
Park goes, swing and a miss. Pancho throws to second, and it is in time. He got him. Pancho Ruiz with a BB to second base to get the lead runner.
That might be the biggest out of this game. A man trying to steal second. You're down a run. If he gets to second base, another guy in scoring position, the Kettleers might get him home at the top of the order coming up. Pancho delivers an absolute perfect throw. And what a job by Mitch Jebb to get there and get the tag down. Huge out. Austin Strickland's ahead 0-2 on this guy, too. Big spot here.
You know, lost in the throw was how good of a pitch it was. A breaking ball that was swung on a miss. Strick goes back to the breaking ball, misses low.
That was the fastball at just 89.
89, yeah.
So if he can get that breaking ball working, that's great, but he's got to find his fastball command. He's thrown 3 so far, all for balls. See if he can get back to find the zone with that heater.
The less guys on base for Troy, the better. The 1-2, and it's spiked again at 79. Strickland doesn't look like he's got his best stuff out of the gate.
That's a fair observation. He has missed pretty much with, what, 6 out of the 8 pitches?
6 out of the 8 pitches.
Have not been where he's wanted.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to the number, or 1 out to the number 9 hitter. And the pitch, the 2-2, is popped in the air, foul out of play. And towards the bleachers.
No catch made. It's going to go to a kid, though. Nice job.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on. The lead runner, Eddie Park, cut down at second off of the arm of Pancho Ruiz, who has had one of his better games behind the plate tonight, I would say.
That he has.
2-2, Strickland deals, and it's weakly grounded towards the Harbor Hawk dugout. Foul. Strick now touching 92. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1 out. A lot of 2s, except for the out counter. And swing and a miss. Well, forgive me, I spoke too soon. Now there are 2 outs as Pearson hacks and misses. And, well, it's Tommy Troy time. Don't throw the guy a fastball.
Well, this is exactly where you want to deal with Tommy Troy. He has 2 home runs and a double tonight. That's quite the day. But if you have to face him again, might as well be with 2 outs, nobody on, a right-handed pitcher on the mound who has a good breaking ball.
Well, you can hear the buzz in the crowd as Troy takes a first pitch low.
Well, they start him off with a breaking ball right away. Exactly what you have to do.
You want to go low here if you're Strick. If you put anything, I would say, over the plate, a little bit on the higher side.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy Troy is now batting .372.
Goodness
gracious. Now up to 5 homers. 15 RBI.
Breaking ball inside corner. Misses, not by much.
That's fine. Not a bad spot to miss. I mean, the guy's driven in 5 of their 6 runs today. He's not. You can't give him anything. And even on 2-0, I wouldn't even come back with a fastball.
2-0. Breaking ball. Outside corner called strike 1. The count 2-1.
It's exactly what you have to do. He's seen the fastball so well. Now on 2-1. Could try to sneak one inside on him, but have to get in the right spot.
2-1 pitch, breaking ball, and it catches the lower corner of the plate, called strike 2. 2s across the board.
I feel like I'm back
for
there
real
catching.
This time.
Breaking ball again. Stay with it.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Strickland deals the 2-2, and it's a high pop. Right side of the infield. Shanwell under it, makes the catch, and Tommy Troy is a mortal man, folks.
All breaking balls.
Austin Strickland feeds him a steady diet of breaking balls and gets him to pop out to third to end the inning. So the leadoff walk doesn't hurt anybody. It's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. Let's go to the 7th. The Hawks Only trail one, 6-5 Cotuit on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
When it comes to buying or selling a home, you need a partner, not just an agent. For over 50 years, Gibson Sotheby's International Realty has set the standard in excellence and performance. A seasoned team that has thrived throughout all markets. Our agents live and work in your neighborhood and understand you. We are over 170 agents strong, backed by an in-house marketing team and global reach that is second to none.
From studios to penthouses, purchasing to renting, our team provides unparalleled real estate services.
This is your time to change your career, to advance your skills, to follow your dream. Curry College continuing in graduate studies. Tomorrow is coming. Be ready.
I'm defeated, feel mistreated. I'm so angry, I'm singing a song. 'Cause I'm paying so much for home internet, and that's just wrong.
I've got T-Mobile home internet. I feel happy. Great. Very happy.
Good for you.
Look how much money I'm saving right now.
Wait, really?
There's no hidden fees, no price hikes, one cord.
Bro, wow.
Internet without BS.
Well, folks, how did we get here? It is the top of the 7th here at Lowell Park, and the Harbor Hawks now only trail 6-5, 8-9-1.
We got here by car today.
Yes, we did. First pitch, Phil Matulia takes outside corner, called a strike. Count 0-1. Matulia has walked and walked.
Isn't baseball fun, Zach? 6-2 at one point. You're thinking, okay, Kettleers #1 team, we're #2 in the West, and this game's kind of getting out of hand, but right, just like that, you're back in it.
0-1 pitch, and Matulia down the right field line, and caught by Pearson. It looked good off the bat, but it was hit right at the Kettleer right fielder.
Well, as funny as it sounds, that's kind of what Gigg wants to happen on that pitch. It's a breaking ball low and into a right-hander, and what Matulia had to do was try to golf it up and out, and once you make contact, even if you barrel that pitch up, you saw there, it's just going to be a fly ball to right. It's a good pitch.
Mike Sirota, who has struck out and was plunked, steps up to the plate here. And what a chance he has with one swing of the bat in his Harbor Hawk debut. He can tie the game in a game that has been wild, wacky, and so much fun. Gigg, righty to righty, deals Sirota. Called strike, count 0-1. Gigg and Sirota, you'd have to think maybe they've seen each other once or twice. They both do play baseball at schools within Boston city limits. Righty to righty, Gigg deals the 0-1, and Sirota fouls a heater at 94, straight back, the count 0-2.
And Gigg's from BC, if I'm not mistaken, and Boston College played a series against Virginia Tech, I believe it was, at Fenway Park this year. So a couple of those guys, not their first time at Fenway, but Travis Honeyman on Orleans, I saw an interview with him at the field yesterday, and he said it was so different getting to just be there for the scout day to take in the moment.
0-2, and Sirota lines it, and oh my goodness! Caleb Ketchup climbs the ladder and takes a sure hit away from Mike Sirota.
You might not see a finer play from a shortstop in this league. That should have been a double to the gap, and Caleb Ketchup, he might be able to dunk a basketball, how high he just jumped on that to snag that out of the air. What an athletic play. And that is a huge boost of confidence for your pitcher.
That might have been the single best play we have seen on Cape Cod all season.
Yeah, I want to know the vertical. He has to be able to dunk a basketball, right? After he jumped that high.
Mitch Jebb takes a first pitch. I'm not sure where that missed, but it did apparently miss his inside corner, called a strike, count 0-1. Well, get you, Caleb Ketchup only stands 5'10". So those are some serious hops. The 1-0 to Jebb, outside 2-0.
Good patience by Mitch. Had a couple of solid contacts off Gigg this inning. We'll see if Jebb can do something here on a hitter's count.
2 balls and a strike. You know, Caleb Ketchup is listed on his Lipscomb bio. His secret talent is playing the viola. 2-0, called a strike count, 2-1.
What? A viola?
Yeah, it's like a violin. It's like a bigger violin, I think.
Yeah, you're right. I've never even seen or heard of a viola. Huh.
2-1 to Mitch Jebb, outside 3-1. Well,
heard of a cello.
Yeah, well, some might say that was... I was trying to come up with a musical pun for that catch. Just didn't get me in time. But, I mean, that was ridiculous. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs to Mitch Jebb. He does represent the tying run. Should he reach, Riku Nishida would represent the go-ahead run. The pitch to Jebb, he swings and misses on a high fastball. Might have been ball 4 had he held up. But
it's an enticing pitch to go after. It's just above your letters. And with the fastball, I mean, it looks so good. It's straight. It's right at your letters, a place that hitters, if they can get their barrel around, can do some damage with, but just a better pitch by Gigg.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The Harbor Hawks trail by 1. They could have, they should have had a runner on, but Caleb Ketchup made what might be the play of the year thus far to keep the bases empty for Cotuit. Gigg, one of the best relievers in the game. Mitch Jebb, one of the best hitters on Cape Cod. The 3-2, and Jebb serves it down the left field line. Hooking foul will drop harmlessly to keep the at-bat alive.
Something's got to give here, and Jebb's not going to go down easily.
Maybe right now is the time where Mitch Jebb uncorks that power that saw him hit 6 balls out of the yard at Michigan State this past spring.
It's a tough count to do it in. 3-2, 2 outs deep into this game. You're trying to fight a pitch off and get on base to extend the inning. But if he gets one of those breaking balls over the plate, I mean, Mitch definitely could pull one out of here. The way the ball's jumping off the bat tonight, especially.
Payoff pitcher, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gigg deals, and Jebb pops it in the air. That's headed foul, and it lands out of play. And you can hear the calls of mine, mine, mine. Everyone's going to run for that one, as this is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat and coming. So once again, a great job working the count. Jebb uncharacteristically 0 for 3. His average now down to 288. Ground out, strike out, ground out. 3-2 incoming, righty to lefty, the pitch. And Jebb takes outside. What an at-bat by Money Mitch to work a 2-out walk. And out comes
Mitch.
Mike Roberts.
Is that his nickname?
Well, I guess it is now.
All right.
And I think this is it for Max Gigg. So Max Gigg, typically one of the most rock-solid relievers in the Cape Cod Baseball League. 2 earned runs, as a new Kettleer pitcher will come out from the left field bullpen, and with that, we'll send it to a break. Riku Nishida represents the go-ahead run at the top of the 7th on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'll be right back.
When you need a better place to work, CapeSpace is the place to turn. In today's changing work environment, shared workspaces offer a flexible and affordable alternative to conventional office space. At CapeSpace, we offer a wide range of membership packages to suit your professional needs, complete with office amenities like high-speed Wi-Fi, coffee, printing stations, reception service, and private meeting rooms. Visit our website today to learn more.
UFOS Active Recovery. Because life keeps you on your toes. Because you want to shine when you rise. UFOM technology absorbs impact with every step, so your body doesn't have to. Because standing still gets you nowhere. Get yours today at ufos.com. Feel better. Feel the U.
Gannon's Tavern is the home of incredible wings, handcrafted cocktails, ice-cold beer, and Keno. Their innovative tavern menu features seafood, great sandwiches, steaks grilled to perfection, and stunning specialty dishes. There's no better place to watch your favorite New England pro football team than Gannon's Tavern in their large bar, or outside on their covered deck, complete with TV and sound. Gannon's Tavern, 959 Bursar's Way, Hyannis. Like them on Facebook and Instagram.
See you soon at Gannon's Tavern. Traffic is treacherous. There's a fender bender on the pike. Gonna be a wicked commute. The expressway's backed up to the gas tanks. Gridlock. Crawl. Snarl. Jam up. Bottleneck. Log jam. 128 is a parking lot. You'll be late for supper tonight.
Keeping your car road ready is what we do best. At Sullivan Tire, we're always here to get you there.
Hey, we get you there too.
Choosing T-Mobile is like paying for this, but getting that. And so much more. More 5G bars in more places. More savings so your family saves 20% versus the other guys. And we won't raise the price of your rate plan with our price lock guarantee. Get more with T-Mobile. More 5G coverage, more savings, and even more cool stuff.
Well, it's been a fun one here at Lowell Park. Zach Berman, Austin Dakota, and your new pitcher for Cotuit is Harrison Cohen, who we saw start. He started the last game that these two teams played. And he gave the Harbor Hawks fits. Out of George Washington, native of Long Island, New York, Syosset, New York, and Cohen, an ERA of 2.11 in 5 appearances, 21.1 innings pitched, 17 strikeouts to 3 walks. He's been good.
Yeah, all 5 of his appearances to this point have been starts too, Zach. And interestingly enough, he pitched on July 8th, just a couple of days ago, and he went 5 innings on that day. So this is a big spot. He may very well just be trying to get the Kettleers out of this inning.
Well, Mike Roberts is no stranger to maybe working some games a little bit on the unorthodox side.
That's a good way to put it.
And he's got a runner off of first to contend with Mitch Jebb, who you think might run.
Yeah, I'd say so.
First pitch to Riku. He takes a called strike at 92. Now, normally, I'm not a big believer in getting the last out of the inning on the base paths.
Well, I like
but then at the top of the 8th, you have Riku Yoshida leading
right,
off.
That's it. You have, if you do end up getting out in the base pass, Riku's like a leadoff guy anyway, and Jebb has good enough speed where he has, I'd say, a pretty plus shot at taking the base safely.
0-1. Harrison Cohen deals, pitches in the dirt. Did he go? They say yes, he did.
Yeah, and surprised there was no check at the guy. The umpire has a better view of it than the home plate guy.
Well, the home plate ump checked down to third, and there was nobody at third.
No, he just called. He just raised his hand up as a strike, rather than even checking.
So now Riku down immediately in the count, 0-2. And now I think you have to run Jebb. What do you have to lose? There goes Jebb, the 0-2, and Riku swings and misses. So a rare trifecta of punchies on Riku Nishida's ledger tonight, and Harrison Cohen does his job, works out of the inning as it's time to stretch here at Lowell Park. The Harbor Hawks trail 6-5. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Tastes like a Coke.
We nailed it!
Coke Zero Sugar. Have they nailed it?
Sounds like they really nailed it, huh?
Nailed it. And that's when you said... So it really tastes like a Coke.
Yeah, that's the point.
When it comes to buying or selling a home, you need a partner, not just an agent. For over 50 years, Gibson Sotheby's International Realty has set the standard in excellence and performance. A seasoned team that has thrived throughout all markets. Our agents live and work in your neighborhood and understand you. We are over 170 agents strong, backed by an in-house marketing team and global reach that is second to none.
From studios to penthouses, purchasing to renting, our team provides unparalleled real estate services.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
Well, it's the bottom of the 7th here. The Hawks trail 6-5, and Carter Trice steps in, and right now, his solo home run is the difference in this game.
Yes, it is, and he's 1 for 3 today, but that solo shot was really barreled up. So Austin Strickland, though, who worked a pretty good inning last inning back on the mound, got to be careful again not to hang anything.
First pitch, it is a hanger, and he got away with one. They say he did not go around. Trice holding up for ball 1. I would not throw that one again. 1-0 to Carter Trice. Pitch. There's a strike at 90. The count 1-1.
Strickland works quick, too. He gets the ball. He's right back on the mound. No nonsense. That's how he gets in his groove. If he can get into a state of flow where he's just getting the ball and working, that's when he's at his best.
1-1 breaking ball. He hung it, and it was barreled foul. The count 1-2.
It looked hung, but it was actually a better pitch. It was coming in right at the knees. So that pitch has so much drop to it. It looks like it's hanging. And the hitters swing right over the top of it, which is exactly what Trice thought. He thought the same thing as you, Zach, that it was a hanging breaking ball, but next thing you know, you're over the top of it.
Strick deals, and that went up high and in, the count 2-2. So it'll be Trice, Ketchup, and Johnson. And Caleb Ketchup in his first game on Cape Cod has been impressive, to say the least. He's in the on-deck circle. Here's the 2-2 to Trice. Strick deals, swung on and missed. Breaking ball in the outside corner, and Trice couldn't catch up to it.
That's the slider from Austin Strickland there. It's probably the best one he's thrown all game. And you see it he starts it about at the halfway point, right down the middle of the plate, and it just tails off the plate, takes the hitter right off the plate with it and into the left-handed batter's box, and what a job by Strickland.
First pitch to Caleb Ketchup. Breaking ball called a strike at the knees, count 0-1.
This is when Strickland's at his best. It's when he just gets the ball back on the mound. He's working so quickly right now.
0-1. Ketchup takes another breaking ball called a strike, 0-2. Ketchup has really, in his first game on Cape Cod, he has made an impression. A single and one of the best defensive plays you'll see all summer. The 0-2 to Caleb Ketchup. Swung on a miss. Austin Strickland working fast and striking out. Ketchup 92 miles an hour on the fastball, quickly 2 down here.
Oh, with daylight at a premium here at Lowell Park, what else could you ask for from Austin Strickland besides 2 punch-outs, the second one on 3 pitches, and have a day Austin Strickland out of the bullpen? This is exactly what the Hawks needed to settle them in.
Now the batter, Tyler Johnson, out of Coastal Carolina, takes the first pitch, just misses outside.
That's a close one.
1-0.
I like that pitch, though, to Johnson. Left-handed hitter, a lot of power. Really good pull hitter. Got to throw him outside.
1-0, breaking ball. That catches the plate, called a strike. 1-1.
Strick's got it working now. He's really settled in.
And he didn't look settled in to start the game. I think it was that throw by Pancho Ruiz, the caught stealing. I think that
after the walk, yeah.
1-1, breaking ball, catches the outside corner, called a strike. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs to the cleanup bat for Cotuit. Tyler Johnson, who is 0 for 1 today, he's been great this season, but Austin Strickland looking to finish off the 7th, the 1-2 pitch. There's a called strike 3. He froze him with the heater, 93 down the pipe, and Austin Strickland strikes out the side. 2, 3, and 4 in the Kettleer lineup. No match for Austin Strickland. Let's go to the 8th here at Lowell Park as the light starts to dwindle. 6-5 the Kettleers lead on Harbor Rock Baseball
Stricky can't
Network.
be touched.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevators. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the cloud.
Who are you in a club with?
Top of the 8th inning as the light begins to turn into darkness here at Lowell Park in Cotuit. The Kettleers lead 6-5 and 3-4 and 5 do in for the Hawks. But before that, a quick as can be score update. Orleans and Harwich, the Firebirds up 1-0 over the Mariners, top of the 4th inning at Harwich. Meanwhile, Chatham and Wareham playing off the Cape at Spillane Field. The Anglers a 5-4 lead in the top of the 5th. That's tomorrow night's opponent, 7 p.m. first pitch from Veterans Field in Chatham, Harbor Hawks and Anglers. Meanwhile, Bourne and Falmouth down at Gov Fuller Field, and the Braves starting to catch up a little bit to the Harbor Hawks. They hold a 4-2 lead over the Commodores, and last but not least, Brewster and YD, bottom of the 9th from Red Wilson Field, tied at 1, and that one looks like it could be destined for a point apiece. Meanwhile here, the Harbor Hawks gotta hurry. Don't know if you get the 9th inning in with this light starting to go out, but Nolan Shanwell takes the first pitch outside, 1-0, and hey, his family is here right now.
That they are. It'd be nice to show off for them, maybe tie this game up, huh?
Home run right in front of the whole Shanwell clan. 1-0 from Cohen, called a strike 1-1.
It's Zach, and Cohen pitched, like I said, July 8th. He's only had 3 days of rest, and he threw 5 innings. It's impeccable to see him back on the mound so soon.
1-1, Cohen deals, and Shanwell, high fly ball, right field. Under it is Pearson. He makes the catch, 1 down. You have to treat this top of the 8th like it's the top of the 9th.
You do, because this might be the last inning you play. It depends how quickly it goes, of course, but 7:32, really not a ton of daylight. As we get closer to August, the daylight starts to dwindle down here at Lowell Park.
Well, the Harbor Hawks only have 1 regular season game scheduled here left at Cotuit, and they're actually, I believe, set to first pitch at 4:30. First pitch to Cole McConnell, taking low ball 1. Now, McConnell is 1 for 3 with his first home run of the summer.
Yeah, it was a moonshot too. Really just well out of this ballpark.
0-1, or excuse me, the 1-0. Cohen deals. McConnell takes outside 2-0. McConnell 1 for 1 against Harrison Cohen this season.
So last time Cotuit was home, that game ended at 8:02 because of daylight.
2-0. Righty to lefty. Cohen deals, and that's another one to deep right, way back. Oh my goodness, it's gone. This game is tied. Are you kidding? Cole McConnell, his second of the game, and the Harbor Hawks have tied it at 6.
Cole McConnell has hit 2 balls, 400 plus feet to right field. He has crushed them both. I guess BP at Fenway has unlocked some power from the LA Tech center fielder.
Well, if this is at Fenway, that's headed for the red chair in the right field bleachers.
Yeah, no kidding.
Unbelievably so, the Harbor Hawks, after going down 6-2, a team that does not hit many home runs at all.
4 home runs today, is that correct, or 3?
3 home runs.
3 home runs today. Sheesh.
The Harbor Hawks are not necessarily known for power. They came in just about on the bottom of the home run leaderboard.
Well, Cole McConnell's Zach, neither of those home runs were cheap. They were absolutely crushed to right field. Crushed.
So how about responding power with power?
Yeah, that's how you do it. And now Cohen's still on the mound. He's been real good as a starter, but the short rest of him, only getting 3 days off, might be coming back to hurt Cotuit.
So here's Pancho Ruiz now, and there's a first pitch called strike, and if there was ever a time for that light tower power to show itself, it'd be right now.
So the Hawks enjoy 2 home run games, apparently. Dominic Patelli, a 2-homer game on Sunday. Now Cole McConnell.
Pancho swings and misses on the slider, count 0-2. Make it 5 home runs in the last 2 games for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Yes, if you've been keeping track of this team, this small ball loving Hyannis Harbor Hawk team, you heard that right, folks. 5 home runs in 2 games. 0-2 to Pancho. Takes low and away, 1-2. I mean, how awesome has this game been?
Heck of a baseball game. And we still got more left. Hopefully another half hour. Maybe we can get all 9.
1-2 to Poncho. Cohen deals, and Poncho hits it on the ground to third. Fielded by Trotter Harlan to throw to first in time. Poncho was hustling down the line. He almost beat that out. Second out of the inning, and that brings up Rocco Pepe, who also has a home run on his name. So if you go by the home run leaderboard, Hyannis only had 8 home runs going into this game. That's good for last in the Cape. Cotuit now tied for first with Falmouth. Falmouth hasn't hit any tonight, so Cotuit back in front, 24 home runs. But the Harbor Hawks have responded. First pitch, Pepe takes a called strike. Rocco Pepe, in the top of the 7th inning, on the first pitch he saw from Max Gigg, hit it a mile. The 0-1. Pepe hits it on the ground to third. Harlan fields, fires in time to retire the side, but it is a tie game. The Harbor Hawks have come back from down 4, thanks in no part to Cole McConnell's second home run in as many at-bats. And we are going to go to the bottom of the 8th at Lowell Park with first place on the line, tied at 6.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why do you sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Well, would you look what we have here?
Well,
we have a tie ball game here at Lowell Park. The sky still, I'd say, holds another 25, 30 minutes of light.
Yeah, hopefully.
And Cole McConnell, in the top of the 8th, ties the game with a home run. Now let's see how Austin Strickland can respond. He'll have to deal with 5, 6, and 7 here for Cotuit. First pitch to C.J. Kafis. He takes a called strike 1. Now, let me be clear. Even if the Harbor Hawks get 1 or no points out of this game, they have shown a lot tonight. The 0-1 taking low, ball 1.
I've been most impressed by 2 guys. Cole McConnell, obviously, with his 2 home runs, but Austin Strickland, who's on the mound, 2 innings, no hits, runs, 1 walk and 4 strikeouts.
1-1, that's hit on the ground to third. Pepe fields, fires, and it's a high throw, and Shanwell gets the tag in time and might have saved a costly one.
That's a big play by Nolan Shanwell. That's why he's over at first base. I mean, he does such a great job at keeping the bag and adjusting to the throw by Pepe. He does a nice job, gets it. He might have came down to the bag. It was tough to tell, but I think he got him on the tag. As the runner ran by.
Get him on the tag.
What a great job by Shanwell.
And Rocco Pepe immediately goes over to his first baseman and says, thank you. Now the batter, Calvin Harris. He's 0 for 3 today. First pitch inside, ball 1. And the wind, after taking seemingly a couple innings off, is picked up again. 1-0 to Harris. Breaking ball, called a strike, gets inside corner, 1-1.
Nice pitch again. Austin Strickland, I haven't seen all of his pitchers working this well together all season, and this has been quite the outing for Strick.
The 1-1. Breaking ball is hit on the ground, foul, 1-2. That's a dangerous pitch.
Well, I mean, no, it looks like it's hanging, but there's a reason these guys are way ahead of it and on top of it. It's a good pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out in what has been a classic game, the 1-2. It's high and in.
94?
Strickland, how do you do?
Been really hanging around 90, 91. 94 is show you what he's got.
The 2-2 pitch, and it just misses outside.
I think
and
he's
away.
feeling it now. 94, 93. He's found his velocity, huh? Yeah.
You might want to take a breath and settle in here. The 3-2 pitch, breaking ball, and
Such a good
Harris
pitch.
doesn't miss it by much.
76.
Yes.
He drops down 94 to 76, and all Harris can do is just be on top of it and roll it off. Foul.
This is a huge pitch. The payoff, the 3-2, and it's hit to right field. Coming on is Matulia. He makes the catch, 2 down.
Austin Strickland has been just about perfect. What a job to battle back and produce a flyout.
So now Trotter Harlan, the last man standing here in the bottom of the 8th. And actually it will be a pinch hitter coming in. First pitch, taken a little bit low. 0-1. So Harlan is out. We'll tell you who's in. I actually couldn't hear the name and I can't see the number. 1-0.
Ain't that
going
fun?
away, 2-0.
Don't.
I
still can't
now
see
the
him.
up is in front of the number. Well, there was certainly a 1.
19.
And in fact, it is Jimmy Obertop.
All right.
Out of Michigan. 2-0. Obertop takes high 3-0.
That's a way to be right off the bench. 3 straight balls. Nice job by number big 19.
This is his first, or excuse me, his 3rd game on Cape Cod. His average now triple zeros. 3-0 Obertop. He gets the green light and fouls it away.
Rare 3-0 green light. I think that speaks to how late we are into this ball game.
94 again from Strick with Eddie Park in the on-deck circle. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. A 3-1. Breaking ball, strike 2. What a pitch, 77.
It's a good battle. Strick is just, Zach, we haven't seen him look this good all season. What a job. And he hasn't been bad by any means, but he has his breaking ball tonight, and he's throwing it for a strike.
Huge pitch here. The payoff, 3-2, and it is low and away, ball 4.
Yeah, just pulled the fastball a little bit, but okay, 2 outs, you walk a guy. Strick's
all smiles.
You can tell he's got the adrenaline going.
So now Beatty's going to come out, and you might want to make this a little bit quick because I don't know how much time you have unless they're going to bring in a new arm.
It could be, a pitch count thing with Strickland. You're trying to keep him as fresh as possible because he might have to start a game for you.
In the playoffs.
Well, not just the playoffs, but next week. He's a starting pitcher, and that'll be it for him. Yep, pitch count thing for Strick today.
I would say,
that was 44
yes.
pitches, so I'd say his limit was 45 today.
I'd say his outing in the bullpen went a little bit better than his last outing in the bullpen.
That was phenomenal. He couldn't have been better. Yeah, he walked, 2 guys?
2 guys, struck out 4.
4, no hits, no runs, and that walk, he took him to 3-2. Great job by Austin Strickland.
So take a bow, Austin Strickland, and the new arm that is coming in for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks is, wouldn't you know, Jordy Allard.
Really?
Yes,
he was
indeed.
One of 2 guys who we thought might not be available because he worked 2 innings on Sunday, just 2 days ago, which you don't see them use a guy on that short a rest, but tonight
I think you have to consider.
He also might just be a 1 out.
This might be a 1 out matchup thing before you maybe, if this game reaches a bottom of the 9th, hand it off to a Jay Driver or a Ty Langenberg.
That could definitely be it. Yeah, you're thinking, get out of this inning, keep it tied, give yourself a chance in the 9th.
Well, if you were lucky enough to stick around, it's been a phenomenal ball game, and if you're also feeling lucky, maybe you should play the Massachusetts State Lottery.
Oh, yeah.
And as a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League, the Massachusetts State Lottery is celebrating the games we love playing, from the baseball diamond to the many lottery games that help support all 351 cities and towns from across the Commonwealth. So here's to 50 years of winning and 50 more. We're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, actually, I think we're going to keep it right here.
Okay.
We're going to keep it right here as Jordy Allard, who has been fantastic this season. He's been absolutely great. A .93 ERA and 9.2 innings pitched.
Arguably your best reliever, him and Ty Langenberg, have kind of gone neck and neck for that title this season. Allard 9 2/3, 10 strikeouts. He allowed a run against Orleans, a solo shot that really didn't come back to hurt him at all. But Zach, I'd say 20 minutes left of daylight, 2025.
I think you can drag this out to 30 if need be.
At 8:15, I don't think you're getting to.
I think you
don't think so.
I think you have to get as much out of this one as
well,
possible.
last game was called at 8:03 because of daylight.
Yeah,
so.
the last game was also an
yeah, but it doesn't matter.
slaughter.
It's the lights here. There's no lights, and it's already dark, and the sun's set. So.
Well, now Mike Roberts going to talk something over with Eddie Park, who's coming into the on-deck circle. Park 1 for 2. He's singled in the 3rd. He grounded out in the 4th, and then he walked in the 6th. So either way, if there is a bottom of the 9th in this game, the Harbor Hawks will have to contend with Tommy Troy.
Yeah.
Whether it's to tie it or walk it off,
whoa,
we'll have to see. I said if there is a bottom of that.
Well, you also just mentioned him possibly walking us off, Zach.
It's all situation.
Oh, boy.
With a chance to.
Oh, boy.
Either way, we got to contend with Eddie Park here first.
Hawks also have a chance in the top of the 9th to score a few runs.
Well, I said with a chance to. Yes, we really don't know, but honestly, with the way the clock is ticking and the way the light is dwindling, now the first pitch from Allard to Park. Allard deals, and it's a fastball taken low, 1-0. If you get to the 9th and this game is still tied, you swing for the fences. You don't have time to string a couple hits together.
They've done so. They've done the whole swing for the fences thing today.
It is 7, 8, 9 due up.
Only have 4 hits, 3 are home runs.
1-0. Fastball outside called a strike, 1-1. And here is a question worth asking. In the top of the 9th inning, you are sending to the plate Tito Flores, Phil Matulia, Mike Sirota.
Dom Patelli at some.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Dom Patelli is available off the bench, and he hit 2 home runs in his most recent game, so you might see him.
I think if you fill him in, that's a tough choice there.
Yeah, it's not
1-1,
an easy decision.
And it's in the dirt. Great block by Ruiz. He saved a base runner. 2-1. Well, would you swap him out for Matulia and then shift Tito from DH to right? Or maybe what you do is you put Tito in left,
I'd say
Sirota in center, McConnell.
I'd say Patelli hits for Sirota.
And then you put Tito in left field.
Yeah.
2-1, swing and a miss, a breaking ball from Allard. Now 2's across the board.
Well, no, it would be Patelli, not to get too far ahead here, but Patelli just comes in for Sirota. Patelli goes to short, Jeb to third, Rocco to the outfield.
Right, that's a good point. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on. And now Allard trying to keep Trotter Harlan, or excuse me, the pinch hitter Jimmy Obertop at bay. 2-2 to Eddie Park. Allard deals, struck him out on the slider, and we are going to the 9th inning in a tie ball game. 6-6 our score. Jordy Allard comes in, does his job, and, well, the Harbor Hawks have a chance. And are they going to call this game?
I told you.
They just did.
That's it. We can't get another full inning because, like I said, the last game only went to 8:03. And you have to be able to try to get a full inning in before you start the next one. And although it's a tie today, it feels like a win the way they clawed back to get a point in this game.
7:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and time has been called.
6-6 tie. The Harbor Hawks, who trailed 6-2, battled back to tie at 6-6. I mean, everyone gets a point in here. You keep, just a half game behind Cotuit? But it feels like a win.
What a comeback for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, who again come back, they fight, they battle, and this time it was the long ball that got him back in the game. Only 6 runs, 4 hits. Those 4 hits, a 2-run double by Riku Nishida and 3 solo home runs for Cotuit. 6 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. The Hawks, their 32nd point of the season. They improve now to 13-8-7. Cotuit now 14-8-6. 33 points for Cotuit, 34 points for Cotuit, 33 for Hyannis. And hey, you can go a number of different ways with the Kilwins Ice Cream Player of the game, but I think it comes down to 2. It's either Austin Strickland or Cole McConnell. Take your pick.
Cole McConnell. Cole McConnell, 2 solo home runs. Without those, you lose this game. I know Strick was great out of the bullpen, but without Cole's home runs, you're heading home with a loss.
So the chance for the Harbor Hawks to jump Cotuit in the division is going to have to be postponed 24 hours, but tomorrow night we set sail from Chatham. 7 p.m. first pitch from Veterans Park between the Hawks and Anglers, and we're going to wrap things up here from Lowell Park for our wonderful producer, Abby Stokes, for our sideline reporter, Bria Lasik, for Austin Takuda, and myself, Zach Berman. Your final, an 8-inning tie and a classic 6-6 your final from Lowell Park and Cotuit. Good night, everybody.